It's a nervous day for Newcastle fans. We understand Alexander Isak wants to leave, with both Liverpool and Al Hilal showing interest in the Premier League's second top scorer. Simon Jordan isn't surprised Isak wants out.
It's a difficult one if it's true. The club have got to find a resolution to it, because you can't have a player that you can make stay. You can make him stay. But the only thing I would say is, if he is going to go, it has to be on Newcastle's terms, as best as it can be. And someone's got to pay the ransom that Newcastle rightly are entitled to, because they're the ones that found him.
Newcastle still insist Isak hasn't travelled to Singapore for a pre-season tour because of a thigh problem. He's under contract till 2028. There's more on this at talkSPORT.com. Now, ahead of another major final between England and Spain, Kira Walsh says the Lionesses have learnt their lessons from the World Cup 2 years ago.
From a collective, we probably feel like we didn't have our best performance that day, but I think as a football player you can become too emotional, and I think if you're trying to pull on that too much, then you're going to be, too emotional and too many things going on. And I think for us it's a new game, new team, and we know what we're bringing this tournament, so we're going to keep doing that and just focus on the positives and not try and draw on that too much.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon. To rugby union, where England's Emily Scarrett's become the first Red Roses player to feature in 5 World Cups. She's made John Mitchell's squad for the tournament here next month. The 35-year-old centre played her first World Cup back in 2010. Meanwhile, Andy Farrell's called Gary Ringrose selfless for removing himself from the second Lions test in Australia. The Island centre told coaches he was still having concussion symptoms minutes before the squad was named. So Scotland's Hugh Jones is back in. Wallabies forwards Will Skelton and Rob Valentini are fit again, and Australia legend David Campese is giving it the big un.
You guys are not going to win on Saturday night, because the game on Tuesday demonstrated when you're playing a rugby league team that plays is structured, and you saw the Lions. They did well for 14 points. Then they decided to open up, but they were useless. That's what's going to happen on Saturday night, mate. If you play unstructured rugby, you guys are not going to win.
The British and Irish Lions' second test versus Australia is live on talkSPORT on Saturday morning.
Here we go. I've been looking forward to this one. I think you guys have been looking forward to it as well. This is Drive, myself, Ade Oladipo and Gabby Agbonlahor. Coming up today, Newcastle fans, I don't even know where to start with this. It looks like Isak is ready to explore his options away from the Northeast this summer. Are you still confident, as you were a couple of days ago, that he wants to stay? I'm going to say this now because the phone lines are going to be busy. 03717 22 3344 coming over to say on it. It looks like Man United are back in for Ollie Watkins. We'll find out who Gabby thinks would replace him if he has to go. Former British and Irish Lions Jonathan Davies joins us as we build up to our live and exclusive commentary of the Lions' second test down under. That's coming up on Sunday, and we're going to be asking whether you're satisfied with your season ticket as we take a look at the best value for money in the Premier League. There isn't really any value for money, but we'll talk about the best. All that plus Courtney Sweetman-Kirk joins us from Switzerland as we'll take a look at a few of the free transfers left on the market as well this summer. Busy 3 hours. This is Drive on talkSPORT. Remember, you can get involved. 03717 22 3344. Gabs,
what's happening?
Oh mate, oh gosh. Oh. I mean, our little group chat, our little WhatsApp group chat was going off, wasn't it?
I'm just speechless, to be honest.
Are you though? Are you?
In a way, yeah. I've not seen a meltdown by Newcastle fans maybe since Andy Cole.
Andy Cole time. Yeah, this is Andy Cole.
Like,
is this worse than Andy Cole?
It could be.
Yeah.
And a lot of other clubs are taking great joy in it. I've seen Arsenal fans on social media saying, Gyökeres, cancel that medical.
Yeah.
Let's go for Isak.
Chelsea fans are saying, let's loan out Liam Delap.
Yeah, send him back to Ipswich and go for... But Man United, million miles away.
It's not funny.
No, but Newcastle...
I feel the pain. I feel the pain. We've all been through it with our clubs.
Of course.
Like I said this, I tweeted this out. I said, unless your name's Real Madrid, Your club's a selling club, and your player can ask to go at any time and can go. As a Liverpool fan, I had it with Suarez, had it with Torres. You know, I've had it. I've experienced it. Sterling, Coutinho, and it's quite painful. And I guess this is quite painful right now for Newcastle fans.
I think as well, for me, the way it's come out, I mean, this morning I seen something on X, we could call it Twitter, that he's not in the squad to go to Singapore. And then on the train, I see, he's asked to leave. You know, he wants to explore other options. And Newcastle try their best to sort of make it sound like the injury stopping him, but
that was nonsense.
Lewis Hall's been out for 6 months.
Yeah.
Joe Linton wasn't fit for the Celtic game, all on the plane. I've been on these pre-season tours, mate. Unless you're on crutches and you've done a real bad knee injury or bad any injury in your body, you're on that plane because the sponsors, they want you out there. Newcastle, you're getting paid to go on his pre-season tour.
Yeah,
that they're going to Singapore.
Isak's the main man.
Exactly, he's your star player. Exactly, he's your star player. He would be out there, and especially I've seen a report as well that the scan come back. Might be his thigh or his calf come back clear. It's obvious. He must have said, I don't want to go on his tour.
All right, we've teased it. Let's do this. This man, Alexander Isak, wants out of Newcastle.
Down to Isak. It's a second goal. It's another goal for Newcastle United. It's converted from 10 yards out by Alexander Isak.
Unfortunately for Newcastle, there's a food chain, and Newcastle aren't as big as Liverpool.
It's very tentative for Isak, you know. He's in great position. It's very tentative for the club, how much money they offer to him.
I mean, the Newcastle fans are not going to like this, but I would look at the situation and think, by the way, Liverpool are trying to conquer the world. If they sign Isak, they'll be favourites to win the Champions League.
Into the edge of the box, flicked on dangerously. Isak! 1-0.
Yeah, this is the dreaded news that Newcastle fans would have hoped, you know, another 12 months, maybe 18 months, 2 years. But it's happened now. Alexander Isak has told Newcastle he wants to explore a move away from the club. Look, as Gabby said, he wasn't included in the pre-season tour of the Far East due to a minor thigh injury in inverted commas, but it has now been revealed that the club's hierarchy are aware of his desire to leave the club this summer. He has, of course, been strongly linked with Liverpool. I think we all know that during this window. And news today reminded us of that iconic caller. Pete, remember Pete, the Newcastle fan?
Hello, Peter.
Hello, Pete. He called the game day phone with Gabby and Jamie O'Hara. Let's listen to this. This was last year.
I know when you're talking about Alexander Isak earlier.
Yeah, good plan.
And if any clubs want to buy him.
How much would he cost Aston Villa, mate, to buy him?
You just couldn't afford him. We're the richest club in the world, but we're not allowed to spend because Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham decided they'll make the rules.
That's not technically true, mate.
It's true.
Peter, stop shouting at us, Peter.
Pete,
we're
it's
not kids.
True. He's better than Ollie Watkins, who you value at how much?
90, 100 for Ollie, I think.
Look, Alexander Isak, younger, he's better than him.
But you have to sell. You have to sell, Peter. You're worth like billions, but you can't. You have to sell.
You don't have to sell this summer. It's all paper nonsense. You haven't got a clue.
Oh man.
Poor
you know
Peter.
Poor Newcastle. And look, as much as, you know, we can laugh and joke about Peter there, but he's right though. They are the richest club in the world.
Can't spend it.
And because of all this PSR nonsense and this impossible route, and you've experienced it as a Villa fan, where the big clubs will stay the big clubs.
Yep.
And no one else, no matter what you do, you can't get in that group. And if you're a Newcastle fan, when they got taken over a few years back, you're thinking, I remember the conversations, we're going to sign Mbappe,
yeah.
we could get Neymar, we can get all this. And everyone was like, my God, they could win the league in 5 years. All of a sudden, because of PSR, they can't do anything.
I think the problem
horrible
as well is that, you know, you look at the big clubs, Manchester United, Liverpool, you know what they bring in revenue from Asia, from Africa, these continents, like, it's massive. Aston Villa can't compete with that. Newcastle can't compete with that. And I just look at this Isak problem now. Isak has done fantastic at Newcastle. I mean, you look at some of his stats, 27 in 42 last season, 62 goals in 109 games altogether for Newcastle. He's better than Newcastle. He is, for me, probably the best, himself and Haaland, best strikers in the world. Isak at 25, he's looking at his career now and thinking, I've got you into the Champions League. I won your first trophy in 70 years. I am better than what Newcastle can offer me. Looked at the transfer window. Only Elanga has been brought in. He knows the money he should be earning. You've got players that are a lot less as good as him. He's a lot better on bigger money. Yeah. So he knows that he's worth £300,000 a week. But
he would have been told, just like the way we believe that Newcastle were going to go crazy in the market in the next 3 seasons, right? He would have been told when he was signed from Real Sociedad that these are the plans. We're going to get this player, this player, this player, this player. And he's looked around the change room. And look, Newcastle think I've got a good squad, but he's looked around the change room and thought, you're not delivering on your promises.
Yeah, and he's been around Newcastle now. What is it? Nearly 3 years. Yeah. He's got 3 years left on his contract. But he's probably thought to himself, you know what? Newcastle, big club in Newcastle. Newcastle aren't a big club worldwide. Just in Newcastle. That's facts. I'll have Newcastle fans can come on and argue that with me. They're a big club in Newcastle. Yeah. He's looking at it and thinking, I might want to go and win Ballon d'Ors. Yeah. I might want to win Champions Leagues. I don't just play in the Champions League. I want to win it. I want to win Premier Leagues. I'm not 21 or 25. Newcastle can't give me what I want. Because of the daft PSR rules, they're not going to. They're going to be a feeder club like most clubs in the Premier League, apart from the top clubs. My club, Aston Villa. It will not take long before someone looks at Morgan Rogers and, we can't turn down that offer, maybe in a couple of years. So it is what it is, and they should do the right thing now and find the right amount of money and let him go. Yeah,
and they're going to, right? As you say, he's got a few years left on his contract. They're going to try and get big money from him. You've been around this before. Let's speculate, if we can, for a couple of minutes. For Isak to say to Newcastle that I want to find out, I want to leave the club, has he been nudged to do that by someone?
100%.
Another club potential or an agent? Someone told him, you've got to do this to get out.
I know this for a fact because I experienced it myself in my career. A lot of the time, Ade, clubs don't even put in bids until they've spoken to the player. Okay. And they know he wants to come and have agreed personal terms before they even put a bid in. Yes, I know that from experience.
So bid's the last thing you're saying?
Yes, because not going to put a bid in if a player doesn't want to go. So I've experienced that myself at Villa, so I'll keep secret. But he's probably spoke to his agent, and he's probably like, we brought Elanga in, very good player, but it's not really what I was thinking. I want to challenge for the Premier League. I'm not just going to finish top 4, top 5, and play in the Champions League. I want to go to the top. And maybe his agent says, well, you shouldn't be going on that tour then. There's no other reason, Ade. Yeah. Why else wouldn't he go on this tour? Yeah. It looks so bad. Eddie Howe must be fuming. They're trying to hide it with an injury, but it's not an injury. End of the day, Isak, he's probably trying to kick up a fuss to leave this summer.
Okay. Newcastle fans love him. They treat him well. They've already got songs for him. Is what he's doing wrong, though?
It's definitely wrong. Yeah. Oh, of course it is.
But there's a right way to leave a club, isn't there?
There is, Ade.
And this is the wrong way, though. To say you're not going to go on tour, you don't want to do... I know sometimes you've got to force it, but what he's doing is the wrong way around.
Do you know why it is in a way, but I couldn't care less? You know why? Because I've been at Villa and I've heard about other players. When a club doesn't want you, they treat you like absolute garbage. Okay, go train with the under 14s. Fair. Go and come in on a Sunday evening.
We forget that side.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a selfish sport.
In the reserves.
He's not a Newcastle fan. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't born in Newcastle. Okay, different for Longstaff, who made sure that Newcastle got a fee. He's down to his last year before he went to Leeds. Isak wants to go and play at the top. All right, then how do I go and do that? Maybe I have to kick up a fuss to make that happen. It's a selfish sport. It's a business.
Okay, gut feeling. Is Isak wearing the red of Liverpool?
Yes.
First game of the season.
I see Liverpool selling Diaz, selling Nunes, and selling Harvey Elliott, and they're the funds. There you go, Newcastle. Enjoy.
What is that? What does that mean for the league?
Ooh,
Liverpool,
problem.
Isak, Vert, Salah, Ekitike, Gakpo is your forward line.
Newcastle away. We'll just take the 3-0. Call it 3-0. See you later.
Honestly, Newcastle fans, look, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Look, I understand. You understand where Isak's coming from in terms of if the club can't spend the money and get the right players around him, and he wants to, he wants a chance to win the title or the Champions League. You can understand why he wants to go, but I think the way in which he's done it's wrong. I think the timing's bad as well because Newcastle were in for Ekitike.
I know.
They were in for Ekitike, 10 days ago? Less than that.
Callum Wilson's been let go.
Right now, there's no forward line.
No.
There's no forward line. Newcastle are in a Champions League. They have no strikers.
Exactly. And if teams know that Newcastle are
they're desperate now.
For 150,
all of a sudden Benjamin Šeško's gone up to 90 million.
Exactly. Wissa's gone up. Yeah. Not 35, 40 now.
How dare they, by the way? Newcastle moaning about money, put a £25 million bid in for Vissa.
Like you're asking for one of his...
Yeah, it's like you've asked for a championship player. All right, look, phone lines are going to absolutely light up as expected. They've actually lit up already. I've only said the number once. 03717 223344. Newcastle fans, it's simple. Come and have your say.
It's all paper nonsense. You haven't got a clue.
I just want to confirm that we have no power in what songs are played out.
I do love this tune.
It's a great song.
Craig David.
Yeah.
Can we turn it up a bit?
So don't fly in my DMs. This isn't me. This isn't me. Oh, this is not nice. You listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Still to come, we are going to be joined by former British and Irish Lions Jonathan Davies. We're going to look ahead to the second test for the Lions. Just quickly though, Declan Rice has said that he didn't like the reaction online from some fans about the signing of Noni Madueke. That was the OTT, wasn't it?
Idiots.
Oh my Lord, like just ridiculous.
But they'll be celebrating if he scores in the first game against Manchester United.
And he's going to be good for them, I think.
Exactly.
As well. Wolves have signed Colombian winger John Arias from Fluminense for an initial fee of 15 million. I actually watched him at the Club World Cup. Decent player.
Good, yeah?
Yeah, fast, like rapid.
One that can improve.
Yeah, 100%. So I think 15 million for him is really good money. And it's the second day of the full test between England and India at Old Trafford. Watching for talkSPORT is the great Sam Ellard. Sam.
Yeah, Ade, this is turning out to be, so far, a pretty good day for England. India resuming 264 for 4. Bowled out earlier today for 358. Ben Stokes with a 5-wicket haul, claiming his first 5-wicket haul in Test cricket since 2017. England with the bat, 98 without loss. India have been really good with the new ball in this series in pretty much every innings, but today they've been pretty woeful. 18 overs gone, England 98 without loss. Ben Duckett just brought up his 50 from 46 balls. Duckett's got 50, Zach Crawley's got 47. Apart from a little nervy start from Crawley, the two England openers are looking in real control. India just haven't been able to build any sort of pressure, bowling way too many bad balls, and Duckett off his pants is punishing India. Crawley driving through the covers is punishing India, and at the moment the Indians just a little bit all over the place. England going along nicely, 98 without loss, trailing by 260.
Cheers, Sam. More updates from Sam throughout the show. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the phone lines. This is what you guys want. This is what we want as well. Phone lines are open. 03717 223344. We're going to take calls up until 7 o'clock, so it's going to be a very, very fun show today. Let's go to Jeff first, a Newcastle fan. Jeff, what are your thoughts, Jeff, on the whole situation? It looked like he was staying with the Ekitike deal, obviously going to Liverpool. And then you hear the bombshell that he doesn't want to go to Singapore, and then the even bigger bombshell that he's asked to leave the club.
I'm just absolutely gutted. Just so good. And I'm so frustrated with it as well, because, you know, although this isn't directly a PSR thing, as you've already been saying, Gabby was saying earlier, I heard, that, you know, this is all about PSR reinforcing the levels in football, reinforcing the glass ceilings, and just putting those in concrete and making it so impossible for even a club like ours, like Newcastle, the richest club in the world, all this money that we can't spend. And it's removing the ability of football fans to dream. You know, we all dream there's going to be that perfect season where it goes right, we win the title, everything works, and it's just making that impossible for all of us.
I agree, mate. I feel like it's frustrating for Newcastle fans. You know, we can have a laugh at other fan bases, but Newcastle have got into the top 4 again. They've won the Carabao Cup, and they're thinking, all right, then, let's go again now. Can we try and get closer to the top 2, top 3? Can we do well in the Champions League and strengthen our squads? And because of this PSR problem, the richest club in the world can't afford to spend like the other teams, like Chelsea. What have they spent? Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal this summer.
Even Man United,
I know.
God knows where they are in the league, and because they're the bigger club. And, you know, we came fourth. We got Champions League. We won the first trophy in a generation. We're trying to build the right way. What more could we do? And today it's Newcastle, but Villa have been there, Gabby, last year.
We haven't spent a penny, mate. We've got nothing to spend.
Forest have had it. Palace have had it.
On that then, Jeff, when you say that, Jeff, and you mentioned the fact that it's going to be difficult to bridge that gap to the big 2 or 3, let alone teams in Europe, do you blame Isak then?
I don't blame Isak. No, he's the best striker in the world, and he's got the right to go and compete to win the biggest trophies of the world. I'm frustrated with how he's done it and the timing, because if this had been a week ago, we could well have got Ekitike and go, we ain't going to now, so who knows where we're going to be there. But he's got the right to do that. I'm frustrated with the rules that makes this an inevitability for every club that dares to dream that they might break into that top 2 or 3.
Great call, mate.
Great call, Jeff. Honestly,
right.
I agree with him. And I think every football fan will agree with that as well. Let's go to Andy, the Newcastle fan. Andy, are you as sympathetic as Jeff there? What's your thoughts on it?
All right, boys, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm not fussed either way. I think this hasn't happened overnight. I think this started back in the last season. He wasn't the same. And I don't think that we finished 4th in the league or won the Carabao Cup because of Isak. We won it because of the team and the way that Eddie's got the team going. And if he doesn't want to be there, get rid of him. I don't really want him to go to Liverpool, but if he's going to go to Liverpool, I would take Harvey Elliott, I would take Joe Gomez and 100 million and rebuild, start again.
Andy, how frustrated must the Newcastle ownership feel, though? Because they're probably thinking, we've got all this money, we want to go and challenge the top teams, but will they ever be able to?
Do you mean Eddie Howe, or do you mean...
No, what about the Saudi Arabian...
I don't know. There's ways around it because other clubs are doing it, so they don't seem to be trying too hard for me because other clubs are managing to do whatever they want. Someone's just come up and spent £100 million. Yeah. How does that work? So I don't think it's the Saudis. I think it's something else going on. I think there's ways around it if you want to do but we cannot go into the season with Johan Wissa as our centre forward. That's one thing that's for sure.
Who do you want? I mean, there's a lot of talk about Benjamin Sesko. And look, you're going to have a lot of money. That's one thing, right? If Liverpool are going to get him, they're going to have to pay up, as you mentioned. Who do you want to replace him? I think he's irreplaceable, but at least to try and get the goals for you boys.
I don't think he's irreplaceable. I think he's a good striker, but I don't think he's as good as everyone says he is.
He is. Come on, Andy.
He is, Andy. Don't do this, Andy. Don't do this because he's asking to go.
He's the best in the world.
He's the best in the world.
I watched him home and away last season, and he's very good, but he misses a lot of chances. He misses a lot of one-on-ones. He misses a lot of chances. His head goes missing out of games. He drifts out from one side to the other. I would like to see it.
And he got 23 goals in the league last season.
You're putting his price down, by the way. It's gone from 150 to 100, Andy.
Gabby, you'll be over the moon that he's going because I know you don't like Newcastle.
I've got no problem with any team, mate.
I would like to see a good old-fashioned centre forward. Maybe it's that kid from Juventus that we've been after for a while.
Vlahovic, yeah.
What about Andy? What about this though? I know it won't be set you alight, but Calvert-Lewin, free transfer with Wissa.
I think he's a good signing for us.
Exactly. Calvert-Lewin with Wissa up front.
I think if he gets him fit, he's a good player. He'll score goals.
You're having a laugh, Gabby. They've just lost Isak, and you're talking about bringing in Dominic Calvert-Lewin
on a free transfer.
Yeah, but they've got money to spend. They don't want a free transfer. All right, let's go to one more. If we can quickly squeeze this one in, Andy. Andy, what's your thoughts, Andy? I mean, you must be gutted. Oh, sorry, Martin. Is that you? Martin, you there?
Hello. Yeah. I'm absolutely gutted, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon, Martin.
I've just come out of work and I've just heard it, so I'm just trying to digest it all. But I'm trying to pick the positives out of it. And let's just say he does go. Currently in the position we're in now, PSR wise, we are really good. We've got money to spend. We're good to go. We haven't spent over the last couple of years. Now, if we were to get 130 million, 120, 130 million, there's another 60, 70 million pound profit on what we paid for Isak into the... That puts us in the clear for the next couple of years. Benjamin Wissa, I know he's not the answer. He is not. But he got 12 goals for Brentford last season. What can Eddie Howe get out of him? Eddie Howe can get players playing much better. Can he push?
By the way, Wissa got 19. He got 19.
Got more than that, mate.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Oh, I was just talking about Premier. So what can Eddie Howe get out of him?
Exactly.
You know, can he push him to get those extra few? You mentioned Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I don't think he's right. I know we've got William Asula. I don't think he's ready. Eddie Howe would not want to be going into the next season with William Asula as our centre striker. I am upset a little bit that Isak has put this on us, knowing full well we just got rid of Callum Wilson. But there's another thought going through my mind that maybe actually this is a power play for him to get the contract. He wants 300 grand a week. Now maybe this is him and his agent putting the willies up Newcastle to get to get that deal
you
done.
Can't pay that. You can't pay them figures though.
Yeah. Even if he is trying to do it, Newcastle can't do it.
We can get closer.
Yeah, you can. You can.
We can do it.
No, you can't. You certainly can't pay 300 grand a week for Isak. I think he's gone. Martin, great call. Look, we are going to go to the phone lines and continue to go to the phone lines. 03717 223344. Desperate to hear from Newcastle fans. Desperate to hear from Liverpool fans as well. This could be the transfer windows of all transfer windows. Still to come, we are going to be discussing what is the nation's second favourite sport. Answers, obviously boxing. But first, it's time for no Googling. All right, we've been discussing the great man, the best striker in the world, Alexander Isak, wanting to leave Newcastle. What we want to know, which two players scored for England the last time they played Sweden? That was 2018 World Cup quarter-final. Which two players scored for England the last time they played for Sweden? Answer when we come back.
It's a nervous day for Newcastle fans. We understand Alexander Isak wants to leave, with both Liverpool and Al Hilal showing interest in the Premier League's second top scorer. Simon Jordan isn't surprised Isak wants out.
If he is going to go, it has to be on Newcastle's terms, as best as it can be, and someone's got to pay the ransom that Newcastle rightly are entitled to, because they're the ones that found him.
There's more on this at talkSPORT.com. Now, ahead of another major final between England and Spain, Kira Walsh says the Lionesses have learnt their lessons from the World Cup 2 years ago.
From a collective, we probably feel like we didn't have our best performance that day, but I think as a football player you can become too emotional, and I think if you're trying to pull on that too much, then you're going to be, too emotional and too many things going on. And I think for us it's a new game, new team, and we know what we bring in this tournament, so we're going to keep doing that and just focus on the positives and not try and draw on that too much.
Meanwhile, ahead of the British and Irish Lions' second test in Australia, Wallabies legend David Campese came on talkSPORT to give it the big one.
You guys are not going to win on Saturday night, because the game on Tuesday demonstrated, and you saw the Lions. They did well for 14 points. Then they decided to open up, but they were useless. That's what's going to happen on Saturday night, mate. If you play unstructured rugby, you guys are not going to win.
The British and Irish Lions' second test versus Australia is live on talkSPORT on Saturday morning.
Whoever's making these song choices is really trying to cause trouble on the airwaves. Really. Yeah, but look at the context of it. It's not fair. This isn't nice. This isn't nice. They're going for a lot. They're going for a lot right now, Newcastle fans. Ade and Gabby on drive. Huh?
It's a short career.
It's a short career.
The club can't match what you want in...
Can't match the ambitions. You've got to go.
You've got to go, mate.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, the no Googling question before the break. Which two players scored for England the last time they played against Sweden, 2018 World Cup quarterfinal? Any guesses?
Rooney?
No.
Lingard?
No, he's just going to take ages at it. Forget it. Dele Alli and Harry Maguire. He's going to go through the whole squad. England won that game 2-0. All right, still to come, we're going to be discussing what is the nation's second favourite sport. You know what?
Boxing.
I don't think it is.
Pardon?
I know.
Athletics.
I think it's darts. I thought about it. I think darts is become big. Yeah, darts is enormous.
I don't think so, mate.
I don't know, you know.
You reckon the views you get for boxing, big darts, boxing events?
Like when Luke Littler plays, breaks every record, doesn't he?
No.
Oh no, what am I saying? I'll take it back. All right, but first, the British and Irish Lions are back in action this Saturday, and it's live and exclusive right here on talkSPORT.
Pride of Lions. From misty pubs and muddy boots, they flew with banter, stakes and suits.
Here we go, Test Match Series, up and running. The Lions kick off.
The Lions, bold, a touring band, to point red streaks on Aussie land.
Glide into the right-hand side.
1 minute scrums, the next to sing. A pride that jokes but fears nothing.
We are taking them boys to the Hurt Arena this weekend.
The Wallabies are putting up. Jorgensen will take it out to the air, and Jorgensen scores in the right corner.
We this series, you had to win 2 games, and that's what we're going to go and do next week.
Scottish Grant and Leinster Soul, a Cockney Jab and Valleys roll. 4 nations, one very wild crew, with dreams stretched deep in red, gold, white, green and dark blue.
The British and Irish Lions win 2 games to 1 with a remarkable performance in Sydney.
Came as men from different shores to go into test week. Let's hear the Red Sea roll.
It was good, that wasn't it? Very, very good. Remember, you can hear that blockbuster between the Lions and the Wallabies unfold live and exclusive right here on talkSPORT this Saturday. Set your alarms, 10 o'clock in the morning. You have to set alarm. You should be up by 10, to be honest with you. And the voice you just heard on that piece was a snippet of a poem written by the Lions prop Pierre Schumann. You can find the full poem on the Lions social media channels. talkSPORT is, of course, your home of Lions rugby. Head coach Andy Farrell has been speaking to the media after naming his squad for Saturday's game, and he said that everyone recognises the magnitude of the game this weekend.
We're the privileged ones that get the opportunity to do something special and hopefully create a bit of history. There's a determined Australian side that's in our way that's going to try and stop us to do that, so it's a hell of a test.
He speaks well, I think, does Andy Farrell. All right, joining us now for more on this is a man who made 96 appearances for Wales over a 13-year career. That's a good career, isn't it? I'm going to ask him, actually, why not just 4 more for the century? He's a 2-time Lions Tourist who won an incredible 6 caps. He was voted Player of the Series back in 2017 when Lions toured New Zealand. When you know that's the acid test right there, going to New Zealand. Very warm welcome to the legend that is former Wales and Lions centre, Jonathan Davies, a.k.a. Foxy.
Good afternoon, Jonathan.
Afternoon, how are we doing, guys? All right?
Not bad, not bad. Very quickly, let's just get the funny stuff out of the way. You know, Foxy could mean so many different things. I'm hoping it means Foxy in terms of how a fox moves and darts around. What does it mean?
Everyone expects a real good story, but basically I was brought up in a pub called the Fox and Hounds. So since I was about 4 years old, it was either Foxy or John Fox. And I can guarantee you I've been called a lot worse in my career. Yeah, everyone expects a wild, lavish story, but it's just basically a simple thing like that.
It's a good story, actually. I think it's a pretty good story. I mean, it could be a lot worse. What have you made of the Lions so far? Obviously, 1-0 up. They've done well in the other matches. What have you made of them so far?
Oh, look, I think the performances in parts have been really good. I think they've been a bit clunky, and I think they probably would have wanted to play a bit more fluidity to this game. But, they're sitting in a great spot now, being 1-0 up in the series. And, they've got a massive test now in Melbourne coming up on Saturday. And, I think they'll be looking to just improve constantly. The hardest thing on a Lions tour is that you come together 4 teams and you're playing one of the best teams in the world in about less than a month. So it's getting that cohesion going. And I'm sure as the weeks get on, they've seen that develop over the course of training and games. So, they'd be really looking to hit their straps now on Saturday.
I think clunky was the perfect way to describe, especially that first test. The first half, fantastic, great rugby. Second half, the first 15, 20 minutes, really good. The last 20 minutes, I mean, it kind of all went a bit sort of sideways. And I do wonder if Andy Farrell's looked at that, and that's why he's made a few changes. It's not the same team that will start that started the first game. Do you think that's the reason, the last 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, I think, he would have looked at that last 20, and that's where you really, you become ruthless as a team, and that competitive edge comes through, like to finish teams off. And to give Australia a bit of a sniff at the end, I don't think he'd be very happy with that. I think you see that with the changes. You bring in Bundyaki in, a huge amount of experience, and he'll create an edge in that team. He has a lot of experience, like I said, and he'll want to impose himself physically on the game. And, you look at the experience off the bench with the likes of Owen Farrell, Blair Kinghorn, they're people that will make sure the job is done because they have that experience at test level.
We'll come to Owen Farrell making the bench, if he deserved that or not. But I wanted to ask you about Jack Morgan making the bench. The travelling Welsh fans will love that, won't they? It's about time.
Yeah, well, all the pressure from One Nation's really, forced Andy Farrell's hand. He caved to it all. No, look, I'm delighted for Jack to get in the Test squad. I think he has been outstanding. this whole tour. And, credit to Tom Curry, he was excellent last Saturday as well. So, for Jack to get his opportunity off the bench and, play in a test series is great for him. And I think, definitely for the travelling Welsh fans, they can they'll be happy to see one of their own jumping on the field.
Gabby teased it up there. Owen Farrell will be in the test squad. I can't imagine the conversations that father and son have about this, right? It must be difficult. But look, does he deserve his place in the squad? Have we seen enough from Owen Farrell so far on tour?
I think Owen has a vast amount of experience. It's been said before, and that competitive edge is still there. You can see that on in the midweek game where he stepped in when Darcy Graham took a shot in the air, and he shows that he cares about his team. And if you look at the makeup of the bench, having Blair King on the bench as well. You don't have really centre cover, so that's probably where he's probably stepped in instead of Marcus Smith. Is that Owen can cover 12 and 10, where Marcus probably more 10, 15. But if you've got Blair Kinghorn there, then you've got your 15 and back three cover. So it's probably more tactical in making sure that all areas are covered instead of whether or not he has the form. I think he's an amazing player, one of the best I've ever played with. So I think it has the right blend and covering on the bench, really.
In the first test, was it a case of we were very good or Australia very poor?
Well, it's a great question. Maybe a bit of both. I think it's, the Lions started really well. They moved the ball very comfortably. They seemed to understand what they were trying to achieve. Everyone was on the same page. Like Jameson Gibson Park, his scanning for the second try where he was able to switch sides and play down that short side. It's just that understanding, the communication. I said earlier about it takes time to build those relationships, and it really felt that was coming to the fore. But then, Australia, I think, were just slipping off tackles. They just missed that physical edge, and the changes they've made to the team, bringing in Will Skelton and Valentini, they'll bring a huge amount of physical confrontation, and I'm sure they'll be looking to impose themselves on the Lions this week. So I just felt the Lions were able to win the gain line so much easier than the Australian team, which then makes rugby so much easier. You're playing with momentum on the front foot, and you're able to get the ball to the spaces. So I think it's, if Australia be looking to win that gain line battle to try and contain the Lions' threat out wide.
The Southern Hemisphere has always sort of produced fantastic rugby sides. The Pumas now are looking really good. Obviously, South Africa have always been that team, and New Zealand will always be there. What's happened to the Wallabies? I mean, we were speaking to Gordon Darcy, I think, on Monday,
yes,
and was asking him the question, because it feels like almost 2 centuries ago that they were the best team in world rugby, and they look so far off it now. Why has that happened?
Look, I think it's, if you look at Australia, rugby, is it the fourth, maybe the fifth sport, national sport? Melbourne's a massive AFL and, rugby league in Sydney. So it's competing against, some massive sports. And then if you look at that physically, those attributes are all the same to rugby. Like rugby league are very similar to, obviously, rugby union. So, are the best players available to the Australian Rugby Union, and they have a task of their hands to draw those talent to make sure that people want to be a Wallaby instead of a kangaroo at rugby league. And it is hard to believe that 10 years ago in 2015 they were in the World Cup final, Australia. You wouldn't put money on them now to get to the World Cup final. So, they're in not a rebuild, but they're definitely trying to figure out how they can get to a level that they want to be.
Jonathan, I'm scared to ask this next question because, and very, very quickly here, because 96 caps. I mean, you could have had a horrific injury. I don't know, but why not 100? Me and Gabby are like these 4 caps away. Surely he could have called you up for 4 more.
Well, I think I had 4 more in me, definitely.
Okay.
I think it was a case, a couple of nasty injuries during the career, and so be it. I was lucky enough to play 96 times probably 95 to more than I should have. A lot of people think. But no, look, it was one of those where 96 is better than 95. I say.
100%.
Jonathan, appreciate you coming on, my man.
Thank you
very much.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers,
Former
pal.
British and Irish Lions there. Jonathan
well.
Davis speaks very, very well. Remember, this Saturday, 10 a.m, set your alarms. British and Irish Lions versus the Wallabies, second test. And I think fair to say, British and Irish Lions are favourite to do it. All right, when we come back, look at this. More calls. 03717 22 3344. We want to hear from Newcastle fans and Liverpool fans. Good afternoon. You listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint new car with same-day drive away available on all cars. Just book a test drive today. Still to come, we are going to be discussing Ollie Watkins being linked to Manchester United. They are looking
fake news
for that number 9. They want to replace Hoyland. He could be that
Can't
guy.
afford him, mate.
Of course they can afford him. What are you talking about?
I don't want to repeat myself today. That you're going to
They can't afford. Man United can't afford Ollie Watkins.
Can't afford him, mate.
Okay.
And it's a backward step for Ollie. I've said it before, and I'll stick to it. It's a backward step.
Okay, just quickly. What's in that coffee of yours, by the way? Have you got anything else?
Caramel latte.
Caramel. Can someone test Gabby's coffee for me, please? All right, just quickly. Alexander Isak has asked Newcastle to be allowed to explore his options this summer. We were taking calls. We're going to go back to the phone lines in a bit. And it's the second day of the full test between England and India at Old Trafford. Watching for talkSPORT is Sam Miller.
England 123 without loss, trailing by 235 runs. Both openers have 50s. Duckett 58, Crawley not out on 63. Important runs in particular for Crawley, who's come under a lot of pressure for his place in the team, been short of runs, but he's played really nicely. Some good strokes in particular, a couple of glorious vintage Crawley cover drives. It's his 23rd 50-plus test score. He's got 5 centuries, yet to score 100 though against India, who, with the ball one-handed in the field, have been a little bit all over the place. They look sluggish in the field. Their body language isn't great. England coming out with real intent. And at the moment, India short of ideas on how to stop the flow of runs and take some wickets. Even Jasper Bumrah hasn't quite looked himself. England moving this game along pretty quickly, scoring at 5 runs and over. It's a strong opening partnership after bowling India out for 358. Crawley has 64, Duckett has 58. England 124 without loss, trailing by 234 runs.
Cheers, Sam. More updates on Sam a bit later. Now, all this week's talkSPORT is asking, what is the nation's second sport? We know football reigns supreme. It's by a mile, doesn't it?
Yes.
Especially here at talkSPORT. But what sport is the next best thing and why? Whether it's boxing, cricket, rugby, darts, MMA, these sports need your vote. Tennis, yeah. Formula One.
Oh,
Formula One.
Yeah,
hey,
I do like my Formula One.
I forgot that F1.
Good shout.
Yeah, it's a great shout, isn't it? If you'd like to join the discussion, just head to the dugout at talksport.com/dugout or via the talkSPORT app. It's been the talk of the office with some talkSPORT names throwing their weight behind their favourite sports. Here's regular Drive Time host Andy Goldstein making the argument for his second sport.
Hello, Andy Goldstein here of Andy Goldstein's Drive Time, weekdays 4 till 7. The reason I love snooker, or one of the reasons, there's lots of them, is because you've still got sportsmanship in it, and you don't get that too much these days in other sports. Always trying to bend the rules or cheat or whatever you want to call it. But in snooker, if a snooker player makes a mistake and the ref doesn't see it or his opponent, straight away he's up on the shot and he'll tell the referee he made a mistake. You don't really get that nowadays. I also like tradition in sport. A lot of that is being lost. I love the fact that for the majors, they're still wearing the bow tie and the waistcoat and the dinner suit. I love that. Andy Ronnie O'Sullivan, you've got arguably the most naturally gifted sportsperson ever on the planet, who's brilliant with his normal game when he's playing right-handed, but can be equally as brilliant left-handed. And there aren't too many sports people in the world that can do that. So that's why I love snooker.
You know, there was a time, as much as snooker isn't the second biggest sport, there was a time in like the 80s, 90s where it was enormous.
Oh, of course it was.
Like Steve Davis, Stephen Emery.
I remember Stephen Hendry as a kid.
Yeah, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
90s, yeah.
Yeah, but it clearly...
Everyone's got their own different opinion, haven't it?
Yeah.
A lot of people say cricket. I'll say...
Cricket's not the answer, though, is it? It's not true.
No, I know. I would say, for me, I would say athletics when it's on, especially 100 metres, 200 metres,
World champs,
400
Olympics.
metres, big ones.
Yeah.
But apart from that, boxing, 100%. And paddle tennis.
Yeah. Mate, in 20 years' time...
Yes,
in 20 years' time... Look, the answer simply is boxing. The answer is boxing. And the answer is boxing because of Lennox Lewis, Prince Nassim Hamed, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, Carl Froch, Tony Bellew, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. These are names that my kids' are going to remember.
Oh, of course.
These are names that filled out stadiums, filled out arenas. These are names that literally captivated all of British... They supersede boxing. They supersede sport. Like, these are names that... It's not just sports stars. I mean, your average person walking the street knows who these people are.
Yes.
Like, larger-than-life giants. Like, growing up for me in the 90s, Prince Nassim Hamed flipping over a rope was incredible. Seeing him on adverts and billboards... I mean, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank.
Even when you go back to the big fights before Saudi come along, Vegas,
mate.
The A-listers
Madison's.
are there.
Oh my God, yeah, when they used to show who's
A-listers,
ringside.
yeah, the
Jack
proper
Nicholson, Tom
A-listers,
Cruise,
yes.
Bruce Willis, all that lot.
There, it's like, yeah, all right, Mike Tyson's on, all right, I'm there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The big fights, the A-listers are there, so boxing for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And then like, even the weekend just gone, I mean, the big names, but they're not massive names, still sold out Wembley Stadium. You know what I mean? Still sold out Wembley Stadium.
And there's not many football fans that don't like boxing.
Yeah.
You won't find many.
Yeah, it's the sport where if you're a boxing fan, you like football. If you're a football fan, you like darts. So it's almost like that kind of, that sort of
Same
middle
crowd.
class, lower class.
Yes.
Sort of, and that's what it is. I think boxing, if anyone, wants to argue, feel free. Come on TalkSPORT right now and argue with me, but you're going to lose.
Yes.
You're going to lose.
You said darts earlier, though.
Change my mind.
Did you get a message through?
Yeah. Ade, what's wrong with you? You're not going to get any darts gigs. Stop it. A reminder that if you want to have your say on the nation's second favourite sport, just head to the dugout at talksport.com/dugout or via the TalkSPORT app. All right. We have some sad news to bring you this evening. Very, very sad news as well. WWE legend Hulk Hogan has passed away, age 71. We're going to bring you more on this as we get it. Again, the news has just come into us, but I mean, we spoke about names there from boxing that are going to remembered for Hulk Hogan. Growing up for me
too, mate.
He has to be the biggest WWE, WWF at the time superstar of all time.
Remember the fights against Andre the Giant?
Yep.
I was like,
Ultimate Warrior.
No, you as a kid, you looked at like, oh, look how big is Andre the Giant? How is he lifting him? Legend.
Yeah, it's very, very sad news.
Yes.
Again, more on that. We are going to hopefully get on a couple of special guests as well.
Definitely.
To talk about it. But yeah, very, very sad news. Hulk Hogan, WWE legend. And we say that word a lot, don't we? Great legend.
Of course,
but he is a legend. Has passed away age 71.
It's a nervous day for Newcastle fans. We understand Alexander Isak wants to leave, with both Liverpool and Al Hilal showing interest in the Premier League's second top scorer. Simon Jordan isn't surprised Isak wants out.
It's a difficult one if it's true. The club have got to find a resolution to it, because you're kind of a player that you can make stay. You can make him stay, But the only thing I would say is if he is going to go, it has to be on Newcastle's terms, as best as it can be. And someone's got to pay the ransom that Newcastle rightly are entitled to, because they're the ones that found him.
Newcastle still insist Isak hasn't travelled to Singapore for a pre-season tour because of a thigh problem. He's under contract till 2028. There's more on this at talksport.com. Now, ahead of another major final between England and Spain, Kira Walsh says the Lionesses have learnt their lessons from the World Cup 2 years ago.
From a collective, we probably feel like we didn't have our best performance that day, but I think as a football player you can become too emotional, and I think if you're trying to pull on that too much, then you're going to be, too emotional and too many things going on. And I think for us it's a new game, new team, and we know what we're bringing in this tournament, so we're going to keep doing that and just focus on the positives and not try and draw on that too much.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon. To rugby union, where England's Emily Scarrett's become the first Red Roses player to feature in 5 World Cups. She's made John Mitchell's squad for the tournament here next month. The 35-year-old centre played her first World Cup back in 2010. Meanwhile, Andy Farrell's called Gary Ringrose selfless for removing himself from the second Lions test in Australia. The Island centre told coaches he was still having concussion symptoms minutes before the squad was named. So Scotland's Hugh Jones is back in. Wallabies forwards Will Skelton and Rob Valentini are fit again, and Australia legend David Campese is giving it the big one.
You guys are not going to win on Saturday night, because the game on Tuesday demonstrated when you're playing the rugby league team that plays is structured, and you saw the Lions. They did well for 14 points. Then they decided to open up, but they were useless. That's what's going to happen on Saturday night, mate. If you play unstructured rugby, you guys are not going to win.
The British and Irish Lions' second test versus Australia is live on talkSPORT on Saturday morning.
Good afternoon, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo and Gabby Agbonlahor. Still to come, we are going to be looking ahead to the Lionesses Euro final against Spain this weekend. And now, though, if you missed it, we did recently receive some sad breaking news that WWE legend Hulk Hogan has passed away, aged 71. Let's bring in a man that would have known Hulk Hogan personally, a man that I work with on the Zone, our leading boxing commentator, former WWE commentator himself, Mr. Todd Grisham. Todd, really appreciate you coming on such short notice. Very, very sad news this is, Todd. I mean, I'm guessing everyone of our age demographic grew up and Hulk Hogan was like almost like God to us.
Well, you know, he was kind of at least in my life, kind of like the first superhero come to life. You know, you could watch the Batman movies, the Batman cartoons, the Superman comic books, but this was a guy you could go watch and you could see, and he was always defying the odds. The irresistible force meets the immovable object. I mean, the guy that body slammed Andre the Giant, he could do things that no mortal man could do. And, you know, he always had that positive message, you know, say your prayers and take your vitamins. How could anybody be against those two things? So he was just such a big part of our childhood. And I was just trying to compare, you know, his death to someone else's that, you know, kind of affected us of our age group. And I was, the name I kept thinking about was Robin Williams, you know, the actor that had been so many great movies growing up. And he was such an amazing positive influence on so many people's lives. And you just thought he'd live forever. kind of like Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania never dies.
No.
It runs wild forever, Ade. And, I'm trying to keep, not that I'm not affected by it, but, I can tell in your voice how sad you are, but I'm trying to keep a positive light on it. The Winnie the Pooh quote, don't be sad that it's over, be happy that it happened. There will never be another Hulk Hogan. And people talk about the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Anyone who doesn't start with that name, to me, doesn't know what they're talking about. Not only was he the greatest good guy ever, like the best babyface ever, but he was maybe the greatest bad guy ever too. When he joined the NWO, that was an entire movement. John Cena kicks somebody between the legs he's not supposed to, and he's a bad guy. But Hulk Hogan became a real bad guy. So, I mean, he's incomparable to anyone else, I think.
I think even like myself, 38 years of age, I remember being a kid and my sister 5 years older, and I was like, how has he done that to Andre the Giant? How? Andre the Giant to me as a kid was like, how can you move him? He's a legend of wrestling, and like you says, remember him for all the good that he did.
Yeah, and I met him in person several times. And, man, there's one thing you've met people who, I wouldn't say they're fake nice, but they kind of change their body persona when you walk in and we kind of come more animated. He was just cool as you like all the time. And I don't care if you were the poorest person in the room or the richest person in the room. He treated everybody the same, always had time to talk with you, never felt like he was trying to rush you out the door. And like 2 years ago, I went down to where he lives, St. Petersburg, Florida, and he has a little bar on the beach that he owns. And every Thursday night, I think it was, he'd have karaoke night, and he would be the judge. So it's me and another 30 rednecks sitting there ripping out Radiohead on the mic and country music, and Hulk Hogan would be the judge. He was just kind of an everyman that somehow became a legend.
Yeah. When you think of the growth of, at the time, WWF, he was that face, wasn't he? I mean, he was the one that took it to a level which I guess we'll probably never ever see again. I mean, I know we had the Rock and Stone Cold and Triple H, but that era of sort of the 80s when he came through and he's waving the American flag and coming to the ring, I mean, nothing competes with that era for me.
Yeah, well, before that, wrestling in America, at least to my knowledge, from what I've studied over the years, was kind of like just your dad's wrestling, or your grandpa would sit around and watch you drink a beer. It was kind of like a tough man type of viewership. And Hulk Hogan ushered in a new era where you're at 8, 9, and 10-year-old kids wearing the foam fingers and jumping up and down. It became more of a family affair. And he was the ringleader for that. And then when he was in the Rocky movie, Rocky 3, that just took it to another level, Thunder Lips. So, I mean, it just, right when you thought wrestling couldn't get any bigger, it would get bigger. And usually it was because of Hulk Hogan.
You obviously, as you say, you've worked in the WWE, you worked in the WWE for a long time. What will they do now? I mean, what's the plan behind the scenes? Like, what's going on there in terms of Will's emotions to celebrate him, do you think?
I mean, they've got to go big. And I know recently he's had some negative publicity for things he's done and said. And, I don't think it's the time right now to judge someone by their worst moment, but by their best moment, and I'm pretty sure WWE will make a big deal about it. And so will all the other wrestling companies, because a lot of those guys and women where they are today are because of Hulk Hogan. The things they're able to do now, when he came to the ring and was ripping his T-shirt off, no one had seen that before. And the big long blonde hair, it just, he became an aura around himself. And I think there are a few people who don't like Hulk Hogan for, he tried to steal the spotlight from me back in the day and he didn't agree to do this. But anyone who just knew him on a base level as a person, 99% of them, I think, will say, what a nice guy.
Yeah. You mentioned sort of what's happened with him in the last few years, and there'll be some, Todd, and we have honest conversations. There'll be some that maybe don't like him, maybe his political views or the way in which he's kind of portrayed himself in the last few years. But I agree with you. Let's remember him for the best times. And those best times entertained millions of people for nearly 4 or 5 decades.
Yeah, and the thing about him, it was always the argument growing up, is wrestling real? Is it fake? Even today, but to a much smaller audience. But with Hulk Hogan, I remember as a kid thinking, yeah, that's fake. But when it comes down to the end of the match, Hulk Hogan will never lose because he's that good. No one can beat him. Even if they told this guy he's supposed to beat Hulk Hogan, you can't beat Hulk Hogan unless you cheat. Except for Macho Man Randy Savage. I liked him better than Hulk Hogan, so I always was cheering for Macho Man. But other than that, man, I believe that Hulk Hogan could beat any man on the face of the planet, especially after he slammed Andre the Giant. Because like you guys said earlier, it's like, how can you fake that? How can you fake slamming someone who weighs 500 pounds?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Todd, honestly, appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much,
Todd.
Great to have you, mate.
Yeah, Hulkamania forever, guys.
Yeah, indeed.
Legend.
Again, Todd Grisham, who used to commentate in the WWE. The sad news that just coming to us at talkSPORT that WWE legend Hulk Hogan has passed away, age 71. I say WWE legend. I forgot about Rocky III for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Remember No Holds Barred as well? Do you remember that movie? I don't even remember a movie called No Holds Barred that he did with, I think, Tiny Lister.
Yes.
At the time.
I just remember growing up, though, just like, there wasn't as much to watch back then. Do you know what I mean? So whenever you got to watch wrestling as a kid, you felt a bit spoiled, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to watch Hulk Hogan again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
Going crazy.
Yeah. And the arenas just looked so much bigger.
Wasn't it The Undertaker afterwards?
Undertaker afterwards. So Hulk would have been around sort of Sergeant Slaughter, Ultimate Warrior, Sid Vicious. Show my age here, clearly. I was a WWE fan.
Of course, he wasn't.
I was a WWE fan. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame twice as well. Once as a singles competitor in 2005, and again as a member. And you heard Todd say it, of the NWO back in 2020. So again, the sad news is that Hulk Hogan, age 71, the legend that is Hulk Hogan, has passed away, aged 71 years of age. All right. We're going to pivot back to football now. It's going to be always a difficult pivot.
Of course.
All the time. Alexander Isak is the big talking point, and we are going to go back to the phone lines shortly. Islands are open as well, 03717 223344. Alexander Isak is asked to leave Newcastle United. He hasn't gone on tour with the team to Singapore. It's a done deal, isn't it? It's a done deal, but now, as you probably heard Ben Fletcher say in the news, Al Hilal look like they're going to come in and make a big play for him. Does he go to Saudi? Would he be tempted to go to Saudi? They can offer him the wages. If wages are a thing, they can offer him the money.
Anyone would. There's no reason why he might look at it and say, £300,000 a week might go to £500,000 a week, tax-free. So you can't rule that out. There's not many teams that are going to have the funds with PSR to pay. If it's 150, I'm here in Newcastle want. Liverpool can make it work if they sell Diaz, if they sell Nunes and Elliott. There's the funds available from them free transfers. But I just don't want him to go to Saudi. I want to see him in the Premier League. Newcastle won't want to sell him to a Premier League rival, they call it, but I don't see Liverpool as a rival to Newcastle, do you?
No, not at all. I mean, they will say yes because, they beat Liverpool in the League Cup final, but
I don't see him as a rival.
That's it. I mean, the rivals to Liverpool this season are Arsenal, Man City, and then there's a group below that where maybe Newcastle could say Chelsea, Villa, etc., etc. But they're not rivals.
And you know what else as well? We might talk about, has he gone about it the right way? But how do we know he hasn't already spoke to them when the season ended? We don't know behind the scenes this has dragged on for a couple of months, and now he's like, all right, I've got no choice. I've got to say I'm not going to Singapore on the pre-season tour.
Why have you got to do that?
Because
why Newcastle
says,
go to Singapore?
Yeah, but maybe Newcastle has said, no, you got 3 years left, mate. Like, you're not going nowhere. Yeah. We're not selling you. Then he's probably thinking, no, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go and win Premier Leagues. I want to win Champions Leagues. I want to fight for Ballon d'Ors. Newcastle can't offer me the achievements that I want in my career, so I want to leave, and that's brutal, but that's just what it is, mate.
And that argument, and I agree with that, by the way, that argument will all fall down if he does go to Saudi.
Oh, of course.
If he goes to Saudi, then it's just about money.
Exactly.
Yeah, if he goes to Liverpool, then you're right, he's trying to fill his boots with silverware and play alongside some of the best players in the world.
But Newcastle are in a good position. He's got 3 years left, mate. He hasn't got a year or 2 years left. Newcastle can say 150 or don't pick up the phone.
Yeah. I think Newcastle are in a good position if they get the money they want for him. Because then you do go shopping.
Sesko, that deal. Wissa.
Yeah, all those players, literally, Newcastle could fill their boots with one signing. So look, let's see if it happens. All right, the time's just gone 5:15. When we come back, we are going to the phone lines, 03717 223344. Newcastle fans, come and have your say. Alexander Isak has said he wants to leave the club.
did you say yesterday? A glass of wine when you get home?
Glass of wine. You said red.
One glass or a bottle?
2 glasses.
Have a bottle tomorrow,
Big
Friday.
glasses. Yeah. All right, listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all unbeatable prices guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Still to come, we are going to be looking ahead to the Lionesses Euros final against Spain this weekend. Courtney Sweetman Kirk will join us for that. But the breaking news this evening, legendary WWE superstar Hulk Hogan has died at age 71. We're going to bring you more on this a bit later. It's the second day of the fourth test between England and India at Old Trafford. Watching for talkSPORT is Sam Ellard.
The 150 partnership is up for England's openers. There's a short ball from Siraj, pulled by Ben Duckett to the backward square boundary. England 157 without loss, trailing by 201 runs. Crawley has 79, Duckett has 71. It's a glorious early evening in Manchester. No chance of a bad luck finish this evening, so we should play through until 6:30 UK time. And if these two are still at the crease in an hour and 10 minutes time, England won't be too far away from India's first innings total of 358 they posted earlier on this afternoon. India's fielders are lacking energy, the bowlers are just not putting the balls in the right areas consistently enough, and England are well and truly on top here at 157 without loss in the second innings of this match, trailing by 201 runs.
All right, cheers Sam. More from Sam a bit later. All right, let's do this. Let's go back to the phone lines. I do want to hear from Liverpool fans as well, by the way. I mean, is Isak what you want? 150 million quid.
They're licking their lips,
Isak.
mate.
Yeah,
they're licking their lips.
I'm just playing around. Newcastle fans as well, you must be upset. Your star striker, arguably your best player in years, Alexander Isak, has asked to leave the club. Maybe not happy with what the club's doing in the transfer window, which is basically nothing. Only Elanga has come. Let's go to Dave, a Liverpool fan. Dave, this is looking to become not just the best Liverpool transfer window in years, maybe the best ever transfer window we've seen in the Premier League.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Not bad.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I'm 52 years old. Been supporting Liverpool since I was like 7, 8 years old, and I've never seen anything like it. It's incredible. And if we got Isak over the line, I think it would be an unbelievable signing statement. You know, statement of intent. Champions already, but really want to stay there no matter what.
Would you sacrifice, Dave, Diaz, Nunes and Elliott to create the funds to buy him?
Do you know what? It's a tough one now. I've been having a talk with my mate at work all afternoon about Diaz. And I think out of the three, I mean, I love Elliott, but I don't think he's got a future with us simply because of the talent that we're bringing in. You know, he's, as much as we love him,
yes,
he's not going to be in the starting 11. There's no way. Probably not even the early cup competition rounds, I wouldn't think. Diaz, yeah, I'd be sad to see Diaz go because I think he's an unbelievable servant.
17 goals last season, Diaz.
Yeah, 17 goals, which is incredible, particularly from a left-sided player who doesn't necessarily start every game. But then we've got Gakpo as well. He's got to compete against Gakpo and the new talent, you know. So in terms of Isak, you know, what is he now, 26, 27?
25.
Oh, he's 25. So
great age, mate.
Contract. It is, but it takes him to almost 30. You know, and all sorts of things can happen in 4 years. In terms of health, injuries, form. If he stays at Newcastle, is he going to win any of the big trophies? Probably not. So I think it's not. I wouldn't say it's an now or never for him, but it's getting that way. You know, with an opportunity to go to the champions on good money, with Salah one side, Wirtz the other side, Gakpo, you know, Gravenberch and so on and so forth. I think, you know, as sad as it is for Newcastle fans, I think he would have to jump at the chance. And I think that's what he's doing. I think he has been all along. I think it's just really under the radar. And I think the first signal of him not travelling was the signal to everybody that he's probably not going to be there by the end of the summer.
Yeah, these footballers engineer these moves all the time, don't they? It looks like he's possibly engineering this one. Let's go to Dan. Dan, what's your thoughts on Isak? I mean, me and Gabby both believe he could be the best striker in the Premier League. I know there's the Erling Haaland argument. What's your thoughts on it?
You just made me laugh when you said, what's in your coffee, Gabby, right? I'm going to ask both of you, what are you drinking? Because the question is, before Isak went to Newcastle, where was he?
Real Sociedad.
Did anybody know of him? No, they didn't, right? My argument here is, right, in the world, right? But
Strikers.
You said the best. You said player, Gabby. You said player, right? Sorry.
Striker.
You said player, right? No, you said player.
Striker.
Right? You said.
All right. You said player, striker.
Gabby,
Get there.
I
Get
said
there.
striker.
Right. Put your coffee down, right? Listen, right. I agree with you, Ollie Watkins, right? He shouldn't go to Man United. I agree there before I start, right? So, answer this one then, Gabby, right?
Go on then, mate.
One of the best strikers in the world, right?
Go on, Dan.
Who's the best club in the world at the moment?
Best club in the world, Real Madrid.
Yes. Wrong. Right? Football club, right? Who's the best football club in the world?
Okay, Real Madrid.
PSG.
Chelsea.
Stop
They've just
it.
won the Club World Cup. Bang. There you go. Right? But the thing I'm trying to get at is, you said that he's one of the best strikers in the world, Isak. Who made him that best striker in the world? Who's done that?
Newcastle.
I'll tell you who's done that. One of the best English managers I've ever seen.
So what's your point?
Eddie Howe, who should be the next England manager. So my point is as well, right, okay? No, he's not the best player in the world. One of the best players in the world, right? And you might argue with me this, right? Yes, Ronaldo, you got Messi. What about Rafinha?
Yeah, he's good. What? Wait.
He's not a striker.
Dan. Are you saying he's not one of the best players in the world, Dan?
I'm not saying that. I'm not disputing that. But you said he was the best player in the world.
I say he's one of the best strikers in the world, himself and Haaland.
No,
That's what I said.
Gabby, you said one of the. I said you said the best.
Apples and oranges.
Dan, I said he's one of the best strikers in the world, himself or Haaland, not best players.
Right. No, you said player, Gabby. But you know what you said. You know, I'm not going to argue.
Yeah,
with
I
you,
said
but
striker, Dan.
I do agree with Watkins. You can't let him go to Man United.
Why?
You know, because why would you go to Man United?
Are you a Leeds fan, Dan? Dan, are you a Leeds fan?
Leeds, isn't he?
You know
He's a Leeds fan, isn't he?
Mate, you know what? I'd rather see him go to Dagenham and Red.
Dan, you've had the same coffee as me, mate.
No.
Driving to get there safe, top man. Appreciate it.
What a guy.
Funny guy, innit? Funny guy. What did we say?
find out what I said,
yeah,
actually.
I'm desperate. I think we need to kind of find out.
Yeah.
I think you did say best striker in the world.
I'm sure I said him and Haaland are the best strikers in the world.
Better than Dembele.
Dembele isn't a striker for me.
What is he? I saw him play through the middle. I saw him play through the middle for PSG.
As
Is
a
he better than
striker,
that?
I'd say Isak's a better striker than Dembele, but as a winger, Dembele is a lot better.
Yeah, okay. All right, there's been a wicket in the cricket. Let's go back to Sam is watching second day of the fourth test between England and India. Sam.
Yeah, finally for India, they've got the breakthrough. England have put on 166 runs for this first wicket, but Zach Crawley on 84 played beautifully for his 84, has edged Jadeja behind to first flip, just prodding forward, took the outside edge. We're going to check here to see if it went into the first flip's hands cleanly. I think it looks like it does go straight in, so therefore Zach Crawley is going to be on his way for 84 under real pressure, short of runs coming into this test match, maybe just for the short while anyway, silence some of the doubters. He made 84, but Ravi Jadeja has the breakthrough. Ben Ducker not out on 74. Ollie Pope will come to the crease to 3, waiting for confirmation that this ball has carried to first slip. But hey, my mince pies might be going, but I think that's gone straight into the hands of first slip, and therefore England will be 166 for 1, trailing by 192.
You know what this music means? It is time for no Googling. We are going to be discussing Ollie Watkins' future a bit later. Manchester United very, very interested. We want to know which club has he played the most games against without scoring? Which club has he played the most games against without scoring? Dan might know. Dan might know. That's a bit of a clue. All right, answer when we come back.
It's a nervous day for Newcastle fans. We understand Alexander Isak wants to leave, with both Liverpool and Al Hilal showing interest in the Premier League's second top scorer. Simon Jordan isn't surprised Isak wants out.
If he is going to go, it has to be on Newcastle's terms, as best as it can be, and someone's got to pay the ransom that Newcastle rightly are entitled to, because they're the ones that found it.
There's more on this at talkSPORT.com. Now, ahead of another major final between England and Spain, Kira Walsh says the Lionesses have learnt their lessons from the World Cup 2 years ago.
From a collective, we probably feel like we didn't have our best performance that day, but I think as a football player you can become too emotional, and I think if you're trying to pull on that too much, then you're going to be, too emotional and too many things going on. And I think for us it's a new game, new team, and we know what we're bringing in this tournament, so we're going to keep doing that and just focus on the positives and not try and draw on that too much.
Meanwhile, ahead of the British and Irish Lions' second test in Australia, Wallabies legend David Campese came on talkSPORT to give it the big one.
You guys are not going to win on Saturday night, because the game on Tuesday demonstrated, and you saw the Lions. They did well for 14 points. Then they decided to open up, but they were useless. That's what's going to happen on Saturday night, mate. If you play unstructured rugby, you guys are not going to win.
The British and Irish Lions' second test versus Australia is live on talkSPORT on Saturday morning.
Good afternoon, you listen to Drive. Ade and Gabby, remember, with you until 7 o'clock. The question I asked you, the no Googling question before the break, and we were talking about Ollie Watkins, and we wanted to know which club he has played the most games against without scoring. The answer?
I think it's a team in Yorkshire. I'm going to go Leeds.
Leeds. It is Leeds. 12 games against Leeds, no goals. That's a
Fair
lot.
play to Leeds.
Fair play,
Yes,
indeed.
fair play.
He gets another chance in a few weeks' time. Remember, Leeds versus Aston Villa.
Okay,
All right, still to come. We're going to be asking if you're satisfied with your club's season ticket price. But now it's time to get the latest from Switzerland with our friends at McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new and iconic Big Arch has landed at McDonald's, featuring an unbeatable lineup of juicy beef, cheddar cheese, and its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Yeah, we now know England's opponents for Sunday's massive European Championship final. They are going to take on Spain after they beat Germany 1-0 in extra time. Very lucky as well to beat Germany, by the way. The final is live right here on talkSPORT, 5 p.m. On Saturday. England striker Alessia Russo has been speaking to the media ahead of that one, and she discussed both sides reaching the final.
The journeys for both of us to get here were really tough. I mean, we started playing France, Holland, Wales, and then obviously we've had to play Sweden and Italy, and they were all so different and so tough. So I think we had to be so ready in order to make it to the final and prepared. And yeah, like you've seen, we've won in so many different ways this tournament, and I think that's shown a lot of resilience about us, and same with Spain. They've had to play some tough teams, and obviously Germany are a top side who have been through a lot this tournament as well. So I think it could have gone anyway for all of us, but yeah, it's great to be in the final and playing against a team like Spain.
It's a big one, isn't it? Big one. And she's very, very important as well to seeing if Sarina Wiegman can
I was
get her
impressed
hands
with
on another
Germany,
trophy.
though. We'll speak to Courtney about it now, but Germany were very, very good.
Yeah, very strong and physical.
Physical,
and for
mate.
England, looking at that, that's how you should play against
They roughed
them.
ups, man.
They really did.
Yep.
They really did. Let's welcome in talkSPORT's women football reporter, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, who's out there in Switzerland, enjoying life out there as well. Courtney, don't come back. The weather is awful.
She looks a bit cold there in the jumper,
No,
though.
it's worse here, Courtney. It's
No,
worse
to be
here.
fair, it's not been great here today. It's been raining. I've had to delay my run, so I don't have to do it on the treadmill. So I feel your pain as well.
You heard Gabby say it there, and I agree with him. Germany unlucky not to beat Spain. Were physical, bullied them at times as well. What did you make of Spain?
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as probably to say Spain were unlucky, but I was really impressed with Germany. As you mentioned, very much a clash of styles in terms of Spain like to play in with obviously possession-based football, whereas Germany, yes, they can do that, but you know they use their physicality a lot more. Bullied Spain at times, but I think in the end that quality that Spain have on the ball showed up. But I think especially when you think back to Germany in terms of a couple of games that went down to 10 players, so in terms of that physical output to get to obviously through extra time or nearly through extra time, I was really impressed with them. But you know, all the way through the tournament, I think Germany are always sort of a stalwart of the Euros. I think they've won it 8 times now, so you know they're always going to give it a right good go, Germany.
The left winger for Germany was getting a lot of joy against the Spanish right back. Do you reckon that's somewhere that we can target?
Yeah, I just think in general, I think that the Spanish back line are quite slow when you think about the pace and the physicality, you know, that we have in those areas. You've got, you know, Alessia Russo, but obviously Michelle Agerman if she comes on, Chloe Kelly, Beth Mead, Lauren Hemp. So I think in terms of those areas where we're really strong, it's probably one of Spain's weakest. So it's definitely an area that we need to exploit. But I'm just thinking, hopefully, can we just do it in 90 minutes, girls? Because
No chance.
No way.
It's not the way. It's not the way it is. It's not how it's been. You mentioned Beth Mead there. She came on for Lauren James last time. Obviously, Lauren looks like she probably will miss out with a bit of a knock. Do you think it will be Beth Mead that Sarina Wiegman's picks to replace Lauren James? I mean, everyone's calling for Chloe Kelly, everyone's calling for Agerman, but do you think she'll stick with Beth Mead up front?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I think if Lauren, is there any chance that she is sort of 70% fit as a minimum? I think she will play. Bit of an ankle knock that she took. I think the good thing is they brought her off at half time. She didn't exacerbate it. So I think sometimes when you sort of when you're playing in it's sort of 60 minutes and you think, right, I can just run it off and your adrenaline kicks in and actually you're making it worse. So I think the fact that they brought her off when they did, I think that's almost in a way a positive thing. So hopefully we've got the extra day as well, haven't we, in comparison to Spain? So that will give Lauren enough time to get herself fit. But yeah, it's a difficult one because for me, I was shouting for Chloe Kelly to start the semi-final anyway because I think she had a fantastic tournament. But obviously sort of Sarina knows best, and the argument is that obviously we've maybe not started games well, but the substitutes that she has made, obviously they've paid dividends, they've come through to her. So for me, I would personally say I would want Chloe Kelly to start, but obviously Beth Mead has a lot to offer as well.
Courtney, what about Ballon d'Or winner Bon Mati? I mean, how much respect does she need? You know, viral meningitis before the tournament started, and still to play in a tournament and do what she done last night. How much respect does she need?
Oh, an incredible amount, and sort of the Spain team were actually in our hotel, so it was sort of an interesting one arriving back to Zurich and seeing them all around. But you know, she's a fantastic footballer, obviously, as you mentioned, Ballon d'Or winner, and you know the positioning, the way that once she goes into position for that goal, the body position, and then the fact that she's got the presence of mind. There's no doubt to me that she looked up, she saw the fact that Berger had moved across and left that gap, and she exploited that. So she's a fantastic footballer. I think she had, obviously, by her standards, quite a quiet game, but we know with world-class players that it only takes a few seconds, it only takes a moment, and they can exploit you. But I think they've probably got one of the best midfields in the tournament, because then you've got Guijarro, you've got Alexia Putellas, a former Ballon d'Or winner, so there's full of quality within that Spain side, and I'm just really looking forward to the final now. In
terms of the key battles, when you look at it, I mean, do you look at sort of our front line against, as you say, their experienced but slower back line? The defenders are good, but they are slow. I mean, that's just an honest take. Or do you look at that midfield battle and think, you win that battle, you've got a chance?
Yeah, I think the midfield battle is going to be massive, and I think, again, at times throughout the tournament, in certain games, it's something that we've not been strong on, and I think we are a possession-based team as well, so we're not necessarily like a Germany where it's all about the physical output, but I think in that sense we've maybe got a little bit more than Spain. We've got players that are quite happy to go and dive into a tackle, obviously like Kira Walsh and Georgia Stanway, and a player like Grace Clinton off the bench, so I think it's about winning that midfield battle physically, but then having the presence of mind and the control and then the composure to play forward with good quality so we can expose the lack of pace in that back line.
How do you think it plays out, Courtney? As you said, we've got an extra day's rest. I mean, Spain went for extra time, but they did look fatigued in that set of extra time against Germany. How do you think, gut feeling on this one? Spain were the pre-tournament favourites. They are arguably the best team in the world, flooded with superstars. But surely the way in which England have just almost hung on all the time, like surely our name's on the trophy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you hope that it's one of those moments that's sort of written in the stars, don't you? I must admit, before the tournament, I went as Spain as the favourites and said they'd win. I did predict an England-Spain final, but I think actually for a lot of fans, including myself yesterday, the fact that, you know, Spain did really well, we can't get away from it. Germany are a fantastic team, but they didn't necessarily blow them away, and I think that's probably given everyone of an England persuasion a little bit more of a boost going into the game if they needed it. So I think we'll probably see another extra time game. I'm hoping, obviously, that England come out as the victors, but I think it's going to be a really close one. So I'm going to stick my bum on the fence and get a few splinters and wait to Sunday to see.
Best place to be, I'm telling you. Honestly, fence said it.
Can't wait, though.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much, Courtney. Fantastic job over there in Switzerland.
Looking forward to it.
I do hope Sarina Wiegman does. I don't want to say see sense because, I mean, she's a fantastic manager, but if she is going to stick Chloe Kelly and Adjeman on the bench, bring him on earlier. Like 85th minute for Adjeman. I mean, and look, she did do magic in the end, but it's not enough.
But as well, like watching last night when I got back, seeing how slow that back four is of Spain.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know you're not going to change to a diamond and play two strikers, but imagine, let Spain have the ball, catch them on the counter-attack, Aguiman and Russo on the counter-attack, in behind. Have a field day.
Yeah, indeed.
Can you do something different and shock them?
Yeah.
Not the same team, the same tactics. Try something different. That's what I would do.
And that's what you hope for as well. Remember, the game is on Sunday. It's live on talkSPORT.
5 o'clock kickoff.
5 o'clock kickoff, indeed. England in their third tournament final, back to back. I mean, if Sarina Wiegman wins that, I mean, wow.
Yes.
Incredible. All right, a big bit of breaking news. Arsenal fans, listen up. You've announced the signing of Christian Mosquera from Valencia. You thought it was going to be Isak or something, didn't you? The Spanish under-21 international joins on a long-term deal after making 90 appearances for Valencia. Should Arsenal have been in for Isak? I mean, should they have? Do you think Arsenal have had a conversation?
No.
No conversation at all?
I don't think Isak would want to go to Arsenal. I don't think... No, I just don't, mate. I look at Premier League and I look at Manchester City and I look at Liverpool. I don't think he would even look at Arsenal and say, that's an option. I don't think so, mate.
London's always an attraction. Is that a thing, by the way? I hear that a lot.
It used to be.
Is that a thing?
It used to be. I'm not sure now. Okay. I think maybe with some of the players of my generation where, you know, the West End was the place to be, mate. You know, midweek, Saturday night, Sunday night, if you wanted to double header.
Titanic, all those clubs, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But not now. But I just look at Arsenal and I feel that because they've not won the Premier League in so long and Arteta hasn't won a trophy in 5 years, I think Isak wants to go to Liverpool ready-made, just won the Premier League, got a chance of winning the Champions League. So I don't think he'd look at Arsenal.
And I can imagine the conversation, and look, this is all speculation, by the way, so don't you dare send me any legal letters. I can imagine a conversation that Van Dijk and Salah have with those type of players. Any big player that comes in and is sort of wanting to join your club, and you sit down with Van Dijk and Salah,
sure,
you're signing.
Even during a game.
Yeah, you're signing, aren't you?
I'm sure that little word, didn't
Really? Yeah, what was that about?
I remember what game was it?
No, it was the League Cup final.
Yeah,
and they walked past each other and Isak said something to Van Dijk and Van Dijk kind of looked back and smiled.
I'll be like, see you next season, mate. You fancy it?
Yeah,
we need you.
And it seems like he does fancy it. Remember, Alexander Isak has asked Newcastle to find another home for him. He hasn't travelled with the team to Singapore. More on that a bit later. We are going to take your calls after 6 o'clock as well, so you better start calling up now because it's going to get busy. 03717 22 3344.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. The new and iconic Big Arch has landed at McDonald's, featuring an unbeatable lineup of juicy beef, cheddar cheese, and its very own signature sauce. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Afternoon, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, the main man, Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint Newcastle, same day driver weight available on all cars. Just book a test drive today. We're going to be asking you soon if you're satisfied with your club's season ticket. I don't expect anyone to say yes.
No way.
I don't know what it should be, but I don't expect the price to be.
If you've seen really good football from your team, exciting, then someone will say, okay, it's worth it.
Yeah. What do you think is going to be the most expensive ticket?
Expensive ticket? I'm sure Bournemouth are up there.
Bournemouth, most expensive?
I think they were last season, one of them, because small stadium, isn't it?
Wow.
So you got to put the price up a little bit.
Insane. We're going to have that list for you shortly, but just quickly, Declan Rice has said that he didn't like the reaction online from some fans about the signing of Noni Madueke. There are no plans for a bank holiday should the Lionesses win the... That's nonsense, isn't it? Can't even get another bank holiday.
It's got to be.
I mean, what's going on?
Can't pick and choose.
Yeah.
Same for everyone.
Same for everyone,
exactly.
across the board.
Yep.
If they win it, give us the bank holiday.
We need it, mate.
Saying that will still be working.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't affect us at all. And it's the second day of the fourth test between England and India at Old Trafford. Watching for talkSPORT is Mr. Sam Elard.
England 192-1, trailing by 166. The opening partnership for England was a good one, worth 166 runs, but Zach Crawley a short while ago departing for 84. Ravi Jadeja finding a little bit of turn. Crawley prodding forward, found the outside edge. A good catch from KO Ayol at first slip. His partner may have fallen, but Ben Duckett keeps going and going and going. Finding Lovejoy off Siraj, who just bowled a lengthy spell in the previous over. He guided Siraj's first ball between two slips, then powers another boundary through mid-on. Duckett into the 90s, 91 not out. Ollie Pope just arrived at the crease. He's got 8 to his name. Earlier on today, India bowled out for 358. Ben Stokes with a 5-wicket haul, and with the bat, England doing the job nicely so far. We've got about 40 minutes left on day 2. England 188-1, trailing by 170 runs.
Cheers, Sam. All right, enough of that. It's time now for this. This is the best of TalkSport and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across the TalkSport network and our sister stations. Let's start this morning, White and Jordan, where Simon was joined by his old pal, Mr. Danny Kelly, and they were talking films.
I could recite every line of Young Frankenstein. If you put a gun to my head, I could recite every... Is there a film where you can recite every... Don't say a silent film.
I think I can do Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Really?
I think I can do Scent of a Woman.
Okay. Yeah. Well, for me, it'd be The Maltese Falcon and Young Frankenstein. I can do every single line.
Simon's probably thinking, what's going on in this
Great film, Scent of a Woman.
By the way, Scent of a Woman, Al Pacino.
That tune in it as well.
Great film. I was actually watching that the other day.
Same here.
Go on then. Is there any film that you watch more than any other?
Coming to America.
Good film.
By far.
Really?
As a kid, on tape, all through the years. Repeat, by far.
I'm obsessed with Terminator 1.
You?
Don't know.
Really?
I'm obsessed with sci-fi films, yeah.
Avatar's good.
Terminator. Go on. Best impression of a movie character.
Oh, wow. So when they made me do, what you call it?
Go on, wait.
I don't know. You know what I'm going to try and do?
Go on.
Coming to America.
Go on.
Where Akeem, you know, the lady he's meant to be marrying, and she comes in.
Yeah. What, the butt like a dog?
What food do you like? Whatever food you like. What film do you like, Akeem? Whatever film you like. That part, mate, tickles me. The dream.
Oh, man. Oh, okay. Edit that bit out. What film or TV character does Simon remind you of most?
It looks a bit like Noddy.
With what he was wearing.
Noddy? Where's Wally? Noddy?
Wow, with what he was wearing just there as well.
Just in general, like watching the boxing, he's there.
He's there, innit?
I'm watching the boxing, man. I want to concentrate. I'm seeing
all of a sudden, you see his head. Yeah. Strange, isn't it? He's everywhere. Danny and Simon will be back together at the same time, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Make sure you tune in.
On to this. Last night's sports bar, Jamie O'Hara was alongside Bayo Akinfenwa for a midnight quiz. Here's the beast trying to guess a cryptic clue from Jamie the Chunk O'Hara.
Doesn't say that.
Oh, sorry.
You just edit that bit in.
This person comes round, and when your house needs to be tidied up, they do it. And then, me and you are them. Me and you are them. We are
men.
Yes. What you got? I might get it from that.
Klinsmann.
Yes.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah.
Fair play. Fair play. That weren't top cluing. That was terrible cluing. I gave him a cleaner and a man. Well in.
If you could pick any game show from history to appear on, what would it be?
15 to 1. Remember that? Channel 4. What?
No.
Do you remember 15 to 1?
No.
Like 15 contestants and it gets down to 1? No.
Remember that? What year was that in?
Some 95, 96. It lasted for 20 years.
Oh, you got a clever family. Family Fortunes.
Yeah, we could do that actually.
My family could do that. I'll answer any questions. I'll be at the end.
Family Fortunes. Remember that? Good, yeah.
Back in the day.
Really good.
Who's your favourite 90s footballer? They can't be a Liverpool player.
Easy. That's such an easy question. R9 Ronaldo.
Really?
He's my favourite footballer ever. Yeah, he is the greatest footballer there ever was.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Yeah, thank you,
far.
Thank
you.
Of course. Thank you. He's so good.
R9. Kids are talking about R9 now.
The kids don't
Those
really
boots
know.
as well.
Oh, the silver ones with the blue tick. Come on.
And the chunk, Jamie, will be back onto the sports bar from 10 p.m. tonight, taking your calls alongside Carlton Cole and Adam Richmond from Man vs. Food.
Okay, all right, let's finish with a clip from this morning's breakfast show where Big Alan Brazil was alongside Dean Saunders and the great Stevie Bruce, who was recently spotted wearing a bucket hat watching Oasis.
And by the way, Al, it was belting down, by the way. What are you supposed to wear? You know, it's that son of mine in that Bardsley for putting it all on Instagram or whatever it's called, or whatever it is.
Steve, we're just looking at the photograph here. I don't know whether you're shrinking or everybody's getting bigger, but you're the smallest in the picture.
I know, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to an age. I'm getting to an age where I'm shrinking.
I love Stevie Bruce.
What a legend.
What's a piece of fashion that you'd like to see permanently banned?
Oh,
good question, isn't it?
Oh, I feel some of them.
I'm not a fan. I know it's not, but I'm not a fan of sort of geezers, men wearing tight jean shorts.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, what's this?
I feel some of the. What I would ban is the older generation wearing some of the man bags they wear.
Mate.
Alan's one is
Alan.
massive.
Alan's got a man bag.
He's got a man bag, mate, and all that's in there is a pack of custard creams.
and sort of, Burberry hats, and it's just all printed Burberry.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either, to be honest with you. They should all go.
Man bags.
They can all go. The Breakfast Show returns at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning with Big Alan Brazil and Gabby himself. And don't forget to download the talkSPORT app where you can swipe between talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2, and all of our sister stations so you never miss a moment. Right, there has been another wicket in the cricket. Let's go to Sam Allard watching the second day of the fourth test between England and India. Sam.
Yeah, tough on Ben Duckett. Played so well, but goes in the 90s, goes for 94. Congratulations to the Indian bowler Anshul Kamboj on debut. Takes his first international wicket. Short and wide ball. Duckett looking to cut through the offside. Took the outside edge. Goes behind to the keeper Jarrell to take the catch. So England have put on 166 for the first wicket partnership, but Crawley's gone for 84. Duckett's gone for 94. Root's now going to join Pope in the middle. Can India fight back with half an hour to go and pick up another wicket or two to get themselves back into this game? Duckett goes for 94. Kamboj has the wicket. England 197 for 2, trailing India by 161 runs.
It seems as though there's a merry-go-round right now with strikers. Loads of strikers look like they're on their way out of their clubs. Obviously, we've been speaking about Alexander Isak. What about Ollie Watkins to Manchester United? This is a real thing. When we come back, we're going to discuss it.
It's a nervous day for Newcastle fans. We understand Alexander Isak wants to leave, with both Liverpool and Al Hilal showing interest in the Premier League's second top scorer. Simon Jordan isn't surprised Isak wants out.
It's a difficult one if it's true. The club have got to find a resolution to it, because you can't have a player that you can make stay. You can make him stay. But the only thing I would say is, if he is going to go, it has to be on Newcastle's terms, as best as it can be. And someone's got to pay the ransom that Newcastle rightly are entitled to, because they're the ones that found him.
Newcastle still insist Isak hasn't travelled to Singapore for a pre-season tour because of a thigh problem. He's under contract till 2028. There's more on this at talksport.com. Now, ahead of another major final between England and Spain, Kira Walsh says the Lionesses have learnt their lessons from the World Cup 2 years ago.
From a collective, we probably feel like we didn't have our best performance that day, but I think as a football player you can become too emotional, and I think if you're trying to pull on that too much, then you're going to be, too emotional and too many things going on. And I think for us it's a new game, new team, and we know what we're bringing this tournament, so we're going to keep doing that and just focus on the positives and not try and draw on that too much.
The Euros final is live on talkSPORT on Sunday afternoon. To rugby union, where England's Emily Scarrett's become the first Red Roses player to feature in 5 World Cups. She's made John Mitchell's squad for the tournament here next month. The 35-year-old centre played her first World Cup back in 2010. Meanwhile, Andy Farrell's called Gary Ringrose selfless for removing himself from the second Lions test in Australia. The Island centre told coaches he was still having concussion symptoms minutes before the squad was named. So Scotland's Hugh Jones is back in. Wallabies forwards Will Skelton and Rob Valentini are fit again, and Australia legend David Campese is giving it the big one.
You guys are not going to win on Saturday night, because the game on Tuesday demonstrated when you're playing a rugby league team that plays is structured, and you saw the Lions. They did well for 14 points. Then they decided to open up, but they were useless. That's what's going to happen on Saturday night, mate. If you play unstructured rugby, you guys are not going to win.
The British and Irish Lions' second test versus Australia is live on talkSPORT on Saturday morning.
Good evening, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo and Gabby Agbonlahor still to come. We're going to be looking ahead to the quarterfinals of the World Matchplay darts. But now, Manchester United fans, could this man be your new number 9?
Left footed curved in and in! It's Watkins and they've turned it around. Great little flick at it from Ollie Watkins off the inside of the post.
Been really consistent for Aston Villa every season, double figures in the Premier League.
And I always encourage any young player to watch and look at what Ollie Watkins does.
He can score different types of goals. He's good in the air. He's also, very sharp with off both feet.
And then put it back and it's put in. Ollie Watkins gives England the lead inside the opening 7 minutes.
Yeah, talkSPORT understands that Manchester United have made fresh contact over Aston Villa for Ollie Watkins. They've identified Watkins as a target in their search for a new number 9. But any move is likely to depend on selling players first. Højlund potentially could be on his way out. Villa reportedly value him at around 60 million, and he scored 16 goals in 38 games last season. I know this is a sore subject for you, Mr. Agbonlahor,
Not at all,
but
mate.
it's a real subject as well. This is a real thing.
Of course, but I've already seen on social media Aston Villa says no.
What does that mean? Newcastle said no.
Yeah, but I'll just look at this deal and what Aston Villa would value him at. He's 13 December. And I don't think Manchester United are going to want to pay what Aston Villa are asking.
Which is what, 60?
60.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe we have a chat. But I also look at that from an Aston Villa point of view. And, yes, PSR and all these things that you have to think about now with players. But Watkins, who are you going to replace him with?
Villa.
That's what I'm saying.
Mateta?
No,
potentially?
not as good as Watkins. Mateta, very good player. You want to add him? Aston Villa have
more
lost.
goals than Watkins last season.
Aston Villa have lost. How many seasons has he done it?
Yeah, for real, yeah.
Look at Watkins, for instance. 2000 to 2021, first season in the Premier League, 14 Premier League goals in 37. Season afterwards, 11 in 35. Season afterwards, 15 in 37. Season after that, 19 in 37. Last season, 16 in 38. So you know what you're getting.
Is he
with
as
Watkins.
clinical as he needs to be?
Not at all.
Yeah.
But if you want to pay for someone that's as clinical as needed to be, you're talking over 100 million.
The only reason I say this is because sometimes you listen to or the way Unai Emery talks about him, or even just the way in which he puts him on the bench sometimes for big games, and you're thinking, does Unai Emery look at him as the main man for Villa?
I think he does, but there's certain games where these coaches now, mate, the detail they go into is there's a reason why, okay, maybe Rashford was right for this, or Duran was right for this, but Watkins was right for this game. Every game is a different team that he looks at. It might be 2 changes, 1 change. I mean, one game McGinn might play, one game Ramsey might play here, and you mix them around. But I just think any Aston Villa fan that feels that Watkins should leave needs to have a look in the mirror, give their head a wobble, because you don't find someone that's going to score you them Premier League goals every season, and he's guaranteed, never really gets injured, touch wood.
Yeah.
So for me, like, who
never
can
an
replace
issue
him
outside
with?
as well. Nothing off the pitch.
Works hard.
I'm going to play the devil's advocate bit here with you, because you said, when I asked, would Liverpool put a bid in for Alexander Isak, you said it's pretty much they're told to put a bid in, right? Because Alexander Isak wants to go, maybe. What about Ollie Watkins here? Could his agent be fielding United and Arsenal offers previous because he's asked to leave?
I think there probably would have been a part of Watkins last season that would have been fuming. And I've seen players, and I've heard about players, when you big games are getting missed, getting put on the bench in the Champions League, you're going to have a phone call to your agent. I'm not happy, that's it, blah, blah, blah. But deep down, I think you look at Aston Villa, he's loved by the fans. Do you know what I mean? He plays a great amount of football for a big football club. Do you look at Manchester United next season and say, by the time that project is where it needs to be, competing for top 4, he could be 33.
But does he not get excited by Mateus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo? Bruno Fernandes has said he's committing himself to United. Does he not look at that and think, okay, this is an exciting project to be part of?
I don't think so, mate. I do look at Cunha and then Mbeumo. What have they come out and says? Manchester United fans when they're a kid.
Yeah.
Watkins, Arsenal fan.
None of them are talking about the project,
exactly.
Are they?
Arsenal fan as a kid. And also the wages help as well, what they're getting paid. Villa will be paying him handsomely, Ollie Watkins. I just see it as a move backwards, to be honest.
Do you think, and look, you read out his goal scoring numbers there, and so I'm probably asking a question I already know the answer to, but do you think he takes Villa to the next level, Watkins?
I think he can be part of it. I think Aston Villa need other parts. You know, Leon Bailey didn't produce last season. We lost Diaby. We lost Douglas Luiz. The same reasons when Newcastle fans were upset, Aston Villa fans were upset. Been a real quiet summer for us. You know, Bouba Kamara signed a 5-year deal. Great news for Aston Villa. He's one of the top DMs in the league. And I think Watkins can be part of that rebuild. But do I think Ollie Watkins will go and play for a Liverpool?
No.
Play for a Manchester City? They've got their targets in. Yeah. I think he suits the project at Aston Villa and what Aston Villa are all about.
And to be fair, look, I mean, it's rare now, number 9s that are goal scorers and doing what Ollie Watkins does. And as you say, the numbers are good.
Works
never
hard.
Gets injured. Works hard. He's an England international.
Exactly.
Yeah. And although you said he's 30, I mean 30 in December. I mean, these guys go on and on and on. They're so fit nowadays.
Of course, but I look at it from Manchester United's point of view, and other clubs that might be like 60 million for a 29, 30-year-old. They might say that's too much.
Yeah.
But to me, perfect. I want to stay at Aston Villa. I want to go and get another top striker to go against Watkins and try and push him even more.
All right, we're going to take your calls, Man United fans. Do you want Ollie Watkins? As you heard it there, the numbers are good, but the fact is he will be 30 in December. So when you're thinking about the project, I mean, he's only in the project for a couple of years, isn't he, really, at peak Watkins? 03717 22 33 And if not Watkins, you do need a number 9. Højlund simply isn't that guy. Who is going to be your number 9 for the start of the season?
Calvert-Lewin?
Have you got his agent's number?
I know
or
his
something?
agent. I'm trying to.
You do know his agent, don't you?
I don't. But on a free transfer, I know he's got injury problems. So we talk about Callum Wilson, the sort of contract he's going to get if he does go to West Ham. Calvert-Lewin probably get a similar sort of contract where a lot of the money they're going to make is off appearances more than basic wage.
Yeah, I mean, as a free agent, I mean, he's worth a gamble. We're going to talk about free agents a bit later.
Bruno Fernandes in for Calvert-Lewin. They'll be back, mate.
Yeah, Bruno
Finishing the top
Fernandes
half
in
of the
for
table.
Calvert-Lewin injury. Yeah. All right, earlier, Gabby, you got into a row with Dan, the Leeds fan.
Oh, no.
He joined us
Was he right?
and claimed that you said Isak is the best player in the world. You denied it, and you vehemently denied it as well. You think you said he's one of the best strikers in the world.
With Haaland, I said.
Yeah. Shall we find out what you actually said?
Yes, please.
You ready? Play the clip. League
He's
Cup
better than Newcastle. He is, for me, probably the best, himself and Haaland, best strikers in the world. Dan, get Dan on the phone.
Yeah, I think
Dan,
you're okay.
This guy. Get this guy
I
on
think
the phone.
you're all right. You said one of the best, with Haaland. I think
best
that was
strikers?
perfect. You know what? Yeah.
Thank you. Dan's trying to tell me what I said.
Yeah, Dan basically said you said the best player in the world.
Dan
just
you could
clearly
tell
made things up.
Dan had an agenda against me, and it didn't work for him. So we need to get him back on the phone. I want an apology of the Leeds United fan, Dan.
Yeah, honestly, someone get Dan. I want
Get
Dan
him on the
back
phone.
on the phone.
I want an apology,
And I want to play that out.
Yes.
Whilst Dan's listening.
Thank you.
Remember, he's driving though, so be careful.
And he was going back and forth. And I'm like, Dan, I know what
He
I
was
said,
laughing
mate.
at you.
Exactly.
Yeah. He was laughing at you.
Thank you, guys, finding that clip.
And you are. He's one of the best strikers in the world, 100%.
Not the best player.
Not the best player. We are still taking your calls, by the way, as well, about Newcastle. 03717 223344. The big breaking news earlier around lunchtime is that Alexander Isak, we knew he wasn't going to travel with the Newcastle team to Singapore. Now, he said to Newcastle he wants to leave the club. Obviously, Liverpool very interested. We're hearing that there's a couple of teams in Saudi Arabia interested, Al Hilal being the big one. So he's got a decision to make. Will Liverpool how high will Liverpool go in this? I mean, they're not going to get ripped off. They're not stupid.
No. I think 25 years of age. I think the right deal is about 130 for me. I think that's about fair. And if you look at Liverpool turning down Bayern Munich offers for 60, 70 million for Diaz.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott's a £40 million player minimum.
Agreed, yeah.
They look at Nunes. You want 50 million for him. So you've got the funds there selling those players to pay for Isak.
Indeed. All right, Dan has joined us.
Come on, Dan, get on here, mate.
Dan's brave has joined us. Before we get Dan on, Dan, have a listen to this. This is exactly unedited what Gabby said a bit earlier. Listen carefully, Dan.
He's better than Newcastle. He is, for me, probably the best, himself and Haaland, best strikers in the world.
Dan, we want an apology. You can't come on abusing at Gabby. You can't come on abusing Gabby and you've got it wrong.
Dan, I'm not laughing, Dan. Dan, I'm not laughing, mate. Apologise.
Yeah, sorry.
Say up the Villa, Dan. Dan, say up the Villa as well.
Say that again.
Say up the Villa as an apology as well.
You're pushing it now, Mr.
Put that coffee down, Dan.
Yeah, what's in your coffee, Dan?
Don't do that, honestly. Thanks, guys, for getting back to me. Anyway, I do apologise. Listen, I'm going to be honest here, right? Can't stand Villa.
Brilliant, Dan. Brilliant.
See you later.
See you later, mate.
Top man, Dan. Top man.
Oh, that felt good.
Yeah, for you as well.
Yeah,
it's the way
good.
he said, "All right, I'm sorry."
Don't do it again. Listen properly.
Oh, that is quality. That is so good. All right, when we come back, we're going to, again, take some more calls from United fans on the Ollie Watkins. We're going to take some Newcastle call fans as well about this Alexander Isak story, which isn't going to go away. I expect Isak to be a Liverpool player before the start of the season. What do you expect? 03717 223344.
You said player, right? You know, you said player.
just doing best sports, second best sport.
Yep.
Ollie Thornton, who works here, obviously produces breakfast. Does a
Who's
fabulous job. Ollie Thornton.
Never heard of him, mate.
He said that boxing is 7th.
Pardon?
Yeah, I said I welcomed him. I texted him back and I said, okay, give me the 6 in front of it.
You say cricket second?
Probably in it, Ollie.
Yeah,
probably cricket in it, yeah. Probably bowling.
Rugby, probably
badminton for him as well.
It's like a rugby guy, doesn't it?
Sumo wrestling, all that kind of stuff. Right, listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all unbeatable prices guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Still to come, we're going to be casting eye across some of the free agents available this summer. Jamie Vardy is a free agent. Jamie Vardy, Callum Wilson, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, loads of strikers. Just quickly though, Alexander Isak has told Newcastle that he wants to explore his options this summer, and 7 WSL clubs have joined a trial that will now allow supporters to drink alcohol in the stands next season. Now there is a second day of the 4th test between England and India. Don't know why that's funny, but it is. At Old Trafford, watching for talkSPORT is Sam Ellard.
England 214 for 2, trailing by 144 runs. Crawley and Duckett, the 2 wickets to fall, but not before they put on 166 runs for the opening partnership. Jadeja got Crawley edging to first slip, then Cambodge has his first test wicket. Duckett trying to cut a short and wide ball, edged behind to the keeper. Bumrah into the attack as India search for their 3rd wicket, but Pope and Root at the moment holding firm. Pope's got 16, Root's got 6. There was an LBW appeal. Bumrah to Root getting a ball to Jag back into the right-hander. Impact though outside of the off-stump, given not out on field. India did not review. We got 10 minutes of the day left so far. If England can get in 2 down, an absolute belter of a day for England. Bowling India out for 358, and at the moment 214 for 2, trailing by 144.
Cheers, Sam. Thank you very much. Earlier on, we heard the news that wrestling legend Hulk Hogan had passed away at the age of 71.
I would like to thank Mr. Bob Backlund and the WWF for bringing the Hulkster back. But like they said, this is a different Hulk Hogan, and Hulkamania's already running wild. You know, the Pythons are ready, the largest arms in the world.
Hogan trying to set up the boss man for, could it be a suplex? Yes, I can't believe it. I've never seen a suplex off the top of the cage before.
Yep, Hulk Hogan, a key figure in turning professional wrestling into a family entertainment sport, and was twice inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. We were joined a bit earlier by American sports reporter Todd Grisham after the news broke, and he told us that what made Hulk Hogan such an iconic figure.
You know, he was kind of, at least in my life, kind of like the first superhero come to life. You know, you could watch the Batman movies, the Batman cartoons, the Superman comic books, but this was a guy you could go watch and you could see, and he was always defying the odds. The irresistible force meets the immovable object. I mean, the guy that body slammed Andre the Giant, he could do things that no mortal man could do. And, you know, he always had that positive message, you know, say your prayers and take your vitamins. How could anybody be against those two things? So he was just such a big part of our childhood.
Yeah, I think that's the part, isn't it? It was such a part of everyone's childhood. I mean, there are people of sort of my age demographic that just remember him. Again, those iconic matches, Andre the Giant, Ultimate Warrior, it goes on and on and on. Him walking out with the big American flag.
I was just showing that video, wasn't I? Just seeing on Twitter. I was watching it then in the break.
Still doesn't make sense.
Of how he picked up Andre the Giant and slammed him. I'm just trying to work out now. It doesn't change from when I was a kid. How big Andre the Giant was. Like, how? Yeah. How is that possible?
Yeah, it's crazy. Again, sad news.
Yes, legend.
Hulk Hogan, the legend, wrestling legend, has passed away at the age of 71 in his house in Florida. All right, we're taking your calls now. Manchester United fans, simple. Do you want Ollie Watkins? Surely you do. Would it be a step down for him as well to go from Villa to a United team who, let's be honest, not the United team that we grew up watching? 03717223344. Let's go to Naz, a United fan. Naz, do you want him? You know his goal scoring record over the last 4 seasons. Would you not take him up front right now? Hello, Naz, you there? We'll get him back.
We don't bite, Naz.
Naz, don't be scared, Naz.
Come on, Naz.
We're going to try and get him. We'll try and get Naz. Oh, I think we've got him. No, we haven't. It'll be a great move for him, I think, for Ollie Watkins.
Why?
I know you disagree.
Explain why.
Because I feel like there's been a fallout with Unai Emery. I don't think Emery looks at him as the way we do. And I think that's clear, actually. Let's be honest, it's clear. I mean, Jean Duran, when he was there, he was in front of him. At times, Rashford was in front of him. In the biggest games, few guys this season he's been left off the bench.
Yeah, last season. Yeah,
and if you're him, you're thinking, you're scratching your head thinking, 1 second, reading out the numbers that you just read out, why am I not the main man? Why are you not building this squad and team around me?
All I would say to him is, you're at a club that you're loved by the fan base. You are breaking into the England squad. You're playing for your country. Do you know what I mean? You're going to tournaments because do you know what I mean? You scored against the Netherlands to get us to the final, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So next season, do you want to be in a team that's ready-made for you? You know you're going to score goals. You know you're gonna play. There's no Rashford. There's no Duran. We're going to go to Manchester United, who have brought in Boomer, brought Cunha. There's still a lot of problems there. So if I was him, I wouldn't go to Manchester United.
Right, Naz, are you there? Can you hear us now?
How you doing? Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Good afternoon. Good evening, sorry, Naz.
Good evening, Naz.
Good evening, yeah.
Naz, would you take him?
So, I wouldn't break the bank, though, for him, because he doesn't play regularly. He only comes as a sub. But do you know what? That might work for us, because we've got Xerxes and Hoyland. I'd break the bank for Sesko, someone like that. Or, I mean, who else are we linked with? I mean, we're linked with everyone now, aren't we? I mean, you can't even believe half the hype.
Wait, one second, Naz, 1 second. Naz, wait. So you would break the bank for Sesko, who you've not seen in the Premier League, so we don't know if he can fit right into the Premier League, as opposed to a striker that always gets double figures in the Premier League.
He's not always on the bench. He's not always on the bench.
The thing with Sesko is it's only his youth that's for him, and also he's got a bit more about him. He's got that strength, he's got that height, so you can work with him, you can mould him, so he's got potential. Ollie, I do like him. I won't say I don't like him. I really do like him. I'd pay like 50 million maximum because of his age, but he can go longer if he look after himself, which he does. He could go on to 36, but would he still have that pace? That's the only question.
Yeah, no, you're right, but
the question is, why does he not start every game, which he should? And that's the only question mark that I have. Otherwise, if he was starting every game, I'd take him any day. I'd even go up to about 70 million for him. But that's the only thing.
He's not starting because the manager, certain games, certain teams you're playing against, prefers a different style of player.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean he's not good enough to start every game.
Yeah, I mean, I would still have him in our team. But do you know what? If we don't get a striker, I think Bruno might even play as a false nine, you know, because how is he going to fit in this midfield?
Yeah.
No, he could certainly do it.
I think he will, because he's good at running about, covering the ground, but in terms of tackling, he's not the great. I mean, he got done by Cunha, I admit it. Do you know, last time he played at Old Trafford, my God, we got absolutely throttled in that midfield.
Naz, what about Calvert-Lewin?
That's why we bought it. No,
this is the fifth time that Gabby has said Calvert-Lewin today. Something's going on.
We've got to give Xerxes and Hoyland another chance. We can't have Calvert-Lewin in the mix. No, we can't do that.
You'd give Rasmus Hoyland, who got 4 goals last season, another chance?
Yeah, over Calvert-Lewin, yes, I would.
Okay.
I'd give him one more season as rotating with Xerxes. We do need another striker, but more so as a goalkeeper. But yeah, now that we're talking about strikers, yeah, we do need a striker. But if I was desperate, if I only had 50 million in the bank, I'd go and buy a keeper, not a striker.
Interesting. Naz, appreciate the call. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naz.
You're welcome.
To be fair, he's kind of right. If there's a budget of 50 million...
Goalkeeper, yeah.
Maybe you look elsewhere on that pitch, yeah, because you've got Cunha and you've got Mbeumo up front. I know I laughed at Hoyland.
They need a top right back as well, don't they?
They need everything.
Yeah, they need a bit of help.
They need a lot, don't they? All right, still to come, we're going to be casting our eyes across some of the free agents available this summer. You heard Gabby there completely all the time talk about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There are more. But first, it's time for No Googling. We want to know, what is the highest scoring second half of a game in Premier League history? Good question is, what is the highest scoring second half of a game in Premier League history? Answer when we come back.
It's a nervous day for Newcastle fans. We understand Alexander Isak wants to leave, with both Liverpool and Al Hilal showing interest in the Premier League's second top scorer. Simon Jordan isn't surprised Isak wants out.
If he is going to go, it has to be on Newcastle's terms, as best as it can be, and someone's got to pay the ransom that Newcastle rightly are entitled to, because they're the ones that found him.
There's more on this at talkSPORT.com. Now, ahead of another major final between England and Spain, Kira Walsh says the Lionesses have learnt their lessons from the World Cup 2 years ago.
From a collective, we probably feel like we didn't have our best performance that day, but I think as a football player you can become too emotional, and I think if you're trying to pull on that too much, then you're going to be, too emotional and too many things going on. And I think for us it's a new game, new team, and we know what we're bringing in this tournament, so we're going to keep doing that and just focus on the positives and not try and draw on that too much.
Meanwhile, ahead of the British and Irish Lions' second test in Australia, Wallabies legend David Campese came on talkSPORT to give it the big one.
You guys are not going to win on Saturday night, because the game on Tuesday demonstrated, and you saw the Lions, they did well for 14 points, then they decided to open up, but they were useless. That's what's going to happen on Saturday night, mate. If you play unstructured rugby, you guys are not going to win.
The British and Irish Lions' second test versus Australia is live on talkSPORT on Saturday morning.
Good evening, you listen to Drive, Ade Oladipo alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. The no Googling question before the break. What is the highest score in second half of a game in Premier League history?
No idea.
Okay, you're allowed to guess.
No idea.
Okay, it's a good guess.
Liverpool, Newcastle?
It isn't. It is 9 goals in the second half, 9.
Whoa.
And a game between Tottenham Hotspur and Wigan. It was 1-0 to Tottenham at half time, ended 9-1.
Wow.
To Tottenham, obviously. Just in case you didn't work that out.
Some good defenders there for Wigan.
Yeah, 22nd of November 2009. All right. 2 have become free in the studio. How are you, Clinky? By the way, I say all this. As you guys know, listen to talkSPORT regularly, you know that Ollie Clink is a massive Newcastle fan. Oh, there's been some developments in the cricket. Let's go to Sam Ellard, who's watching the 4th test. Day 2 of the 4th test between England and India. Sam.
And the development is we're done for the day. That's a pretty good day for England. India resuming 264 for 4 this morning. India being bowled out in the end for 358. So England picking up the final 6 wickets for less than 100 runs, led by the captain Ben Stokes with figures of 5 for 72. A brilliant effort with ball in hand. And then with the bat, England closed 225 for 2 in a really healthy position. They put on 166 runs for the first wicket. Crawley and Duckett looked in really good touch. Both though unfortunately falling just short of their centuries. Crawley made 84, Duckett made 94, a first test wicket for Cambodge, dismissing Duckett. Pope and Root had to navigate a tricky final half an hour of the play, especially when Jasprit Bumrah came back into the attack. So the end of day 2 of this 4th test match at Old Trafford, England closing 225 for 2, 8 wickets in hand, and trailing India now by just 133 runs.
Cheers, Sam. Thank you very, very much. All right, Transfer Insiders after us. It is Ollie Clink alongside Kweko Afari. Obviously, you are going to focus on Alexander Isak.
Do we have to? We don't have to, do we?
Yeah, we might get loads of calls. Could be a good show.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we have to.
How are you feeling?
I've been in the fetal position for most of the day, just rocking back and forth, trying to ingest the news. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those moments, isn't it, as a football fan, when you get a kind of news notification come through and it hits you like a shotgun to the chest, doesn't it? I mean, it's the worst news. It's the news every Newcastle fan was secretly dreading the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, because the club kept saying he's not for sale, the price tag's too much, no one can afford him, and you kind of you get into that sense of security with it. You think it's not going to happen, and this window has been billed as the one where Newcastle were meant to be transformational with their business. Well, it has been. But it looks like the wrong way round. It's been an absolute disaster of a summer so far for Newcastle.
What happens after if Isak does go? Is Guimaraes the next one to go?
This is the thing I'm a bit worried about, I've got to say, Gabby, because even after the League Cup final, you had Bruno Guimaraes saying, this has been a great season, and then you get Champions League as well. It's been an amazing season, maybe the best in Newcastle's history. But we need players. We need players through the door. We need to build on that. We need to build on the squad depth. And I have to say, I think that might be a reason why with Isak, because everyone's kind of saying, why now? Why is he doing this kind of so late in the window-ish? You know, there's still a bit of time left, but I think a bit of it has got to come down to the way that the club have tried to get these targets throughout the summer. They've failed on so many occasions. The list is almost endless with the targets they've been going for.
I've got a few here to get.
Go on, then, go on. Go on, rub it in.
Rejected by Gahey, rejected by Mbumo, rejected by João Pedro, rejected by Ekatike, and Isak wants to leave. Sorry, mate, carry on.
Cheers, Gabby. Wow. But yeah, so I do think there must be an element with especially Isak, who's looking at that and going, I'm not being paid as much as I could be. And also you've got to bring in the fact that the club haven't really attempted to talk to him about a new deal where he was going to be paid a substantial amount. Only in recent days has it come out that his agent has really been talking about that. And you must look at it and think, where is this big project that everyone's been talking about? And I know they're hamstrung by PSR, completely understand that. And you'll know, of course, Gabby, about all of that as a Villa fan. But at the same time, the transfer policy, for me, hasn't worked throughout this summer, and that has led to a situation where we've ended up with Isak wanting to leave, which is the worst possible outcome of this window.
It's incredible, isn't it? And look, the show's going to be dominated by Isak, but what else have we got coming up on the show?
Yeah, we'll have a chat about Manchester United as well and their pursuit of Ollie Watkins, whether that would be a decent signing for them. I just love Gabby's face, it's so good, isn't it?
I've got a listener's one afterwards.
He's trying to share the pain. He's like, I'm going to share the pain. Take a bit
just sat there, read out the rejected list. I bring out Ollie Watkins. I can't handle it. So yeah, we'll have a quick chat about that. and all sorts of other transfer stories. I mean, Nottingham Forest are in talks with James McAtee, as well as a couple of other players. So, I mean, they themselves have had a rocky window as well, with everything going on, and Morgan Gibbs-White. So, yeah, plenty to get into. And I think as well, on the Isak story, obviously we want to hear from Newcastle fans, but also Arsenal fans. How are you feeling about this? Because when you look at their targets for this window, Isak would have been top, then maybe Sesko, then maybe Gyökeres. That was a bit of a 50-50, but it's looking like they're going to get Gyökeres over the line. Are you looking at this now, knowing that Isak potentially wants to leave and going, hold on, I wish we'd held out for a bit longer?
That money, the Gyökeres money and the Madueke money, put that together and he should have gone in for Isak.
But I don't think Isak would want them.
Right. You think you'd only go for Liverpool anyway?
I think Liverpool's and Man City's where the project's there. They've won trophies in recent years. Arsenal, when last they won the Premier League, never won the Champions League. That's what I think Isak wouldn't choose Arsenal.
I'm staying out of this.
Cheers for that grenade, Gabby. 03717222344. Brilliant.
Cheers, Ollie. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Paul Nicholson now. Remember, is the quarterfinals of the World Matchplay Darts. It gets underway at 8 o'clock over on talkSPORT 2. Paul, look, let's get the important stuff out of the way first. I know you're a Geordie. I know you're a Newcastle fan as well, Paul. I'm sorry to do this to you, but how are you feeling?
Honestly, Ade, I am feeling as sick as a chip. I got that notification just like Ollie, and it was like a shotgun to the chest, quite frankly. But I'd be interested to see what happens. And I know that Newcastle are already looking at Benjamin Sesko just as a fail-safe, but I'm just really glad that when I got my new shirt, I didn't have Isak put on the back. I put Sandro Tonali on the back, so thank God for that.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't get banned again. All right, let's start by looking back on last night. We spoke to Ian Danter and he told us it was going to be a quick match between Littler and Watamina. It was quick, wasn't it, as well? Sorry, it wasn't quick. Littler coming back from 7-2 down.
It was an astonishing game. I think when Watamina was leading 7-2, we all thought maybe the impossible was going to happen. You've got to give Jermaine Watamina a lot of credit for the way he played. He put Luke under so much pressure, but then a world champion stepped up and said, I'm not going anywhere, I want to stay here. And his performance level from the 9th leg onwards was very worrying for the rest of the field, because Luke Littler, it's all about desire. When he wants something, he goes for it, hammer and tongs, full throttle. And last night, it was aghast in here. Just, wow, how good was this? So Littler is here to win this thing. Now he's in the quarters. Anything's possible.
I've seen earlier on Twitter, talkSPORT's Twitter page, and there was talks about Gerwin Price backstage after that feisty game that his opponent was trying to get to him and had to be held back. Is that true, do you know?
Yeah, I believe it is true. It's not the first time that's happened between a couple of players, and I don't think it's the first time it's happened between Price and Gurney. They're two very passionate dart players. I don't necessarily think there's anything bad against it. I think they're just two characters that clash. They've got a lot of respect for each other, Gurney and Price, but every now and again, when they clash against each other in the right kind of setting, it's going to go off. And it makes for a very feisty match. And
when can they play again?
Against it, but Price was just too good on this occasion. And that's a good question. Maybe on the European tour at the end of August in Belgium. If they draw each other there, it's going to be a one to watch.
Can't wait.
Well, he's looking for a fight, this guy. Let's talk about James Wade, looking to bounce back to the type of form that we saw, him win the tournament back in 2007. Maybe not that good, but he's throwing good darts at the moment. We don't know too much about this world youth champion, Gian Van Veen. What can we expect from him?
Well, Van Veen's got a lot of experience for someone his age. He won the World Youth Championship last year, a year after losing in the final to Luke Littler. He's been playing some great stuff on the tour this year. He's been averaging high, and he's been playing down his chances as well. Coming into this game with Wade, this is the real acid test, though, because he's up against someone who's been coming here for 20 years. Even Wade has been talking down his chances, saying, I'm averaging 102, 104, it's not been that good. He's playing it down, but we're not. Funnily enough, Van Veen goes into this quarter-final tonight as the favourite, which we think is a bit inaccurate. Myself and Chris Mason, we've spoken already today saying that James Wade is the favourite for this game in our eyes, but the odds compilers don't agree. Van Veen Wade tonight, I'm thinking there's going to be about 29 legs in this game. It's going to go long.
And finally, Stephen Bunting in action. Obviously, all the fans love Stephen Bunting, always gets a good reception. Up against Johnny Clayton, how do you see that one playing out?
This is going to be a great game. Both very affable characters, liked by the audience. I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes the distance or even extra legs. I forecast last night on our talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel that this goes 17-15 either way, which means it goes a little bit longer than the regulation distance. They're both playing brilliant this year. They're winning this year, but only one will survive. This is going to be the game of the tournament in my eyes.
Paul, sorry, just before I let you go, we were having a conversation about the second biggest sports behind football. Obviously, football's number one by some distance. And I did throw out darts.
Yeah.
I did throw out darts as I think the second biggest sport in the country. You've seen it grow and grow, and it's almost snowballing into something enormous now. Could it be the second biggest sport in the country right now, darts?
We've spoken with the Hearn family over the years when they came in with Matchroom Sport more than 20 years ago, and it has been talked about that this is the second most watched sport behind football in this country. So there's a genuine argument that this could be number two. Now, I don't want to put my hat on and say it is definitely darts, because I've been part of this sport since I was a kid. I'd like to be a little bit more factual than that. I know we've got cricket, I know we've got golf, I know we've got some other sports like rugby, which have a huge footprint in the sporting spectrum of the United Kingdom and Ireland for that matter. But darts is undeniable. It is very, very popular with everybody on the street, and people love to be here and to watch it and to listen to it. So it's definitely part of the argument.
Definitely part of the argument indeed.
Well
Paul
said.
Nicholson, well said, doesn't he? Very good.
Yes.
Paul, appreciate you coming on.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very, very much. Remember, that is over on talkSPORT 2. Gets underway 8 o'clock. You can hear live commentary of the quarterfinals of the World Matchplay Darts. Tomorrow, by the way, the great Luke Littler is in action in his quarterfinal as well. When we come back, we've teased it quite a lot. We are going to talk about the free agents available right now, and we're going to try and find homes for them.
my spirit. It's my dreams you take. As you move
No one's bigger than the club.
So wrong.
No one's bigger than our club. We'll be better without him.
Yeah, he's rubbish anyway.
Wissa Calvert
He
Lewin.
was rubbish last season. He missed sitters. 23 goals last season.
He's not all that.
All right, listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor, Motorpoint, new car with same day drive away available on all cars. Just book a test drive today. Following us, good show this one. Ollie Klink hosts the Transfer Insiders this evening. He has Kweko Afari alongside him. Loads of transfers for those boys to talk about. And a reminder, over on talkSPORT 2 from 8 o'clock, you can hear live commentary as the quarterfinals of the World Matchplay darts get underway. And now, though, we are giving you the chance to win 6 tickets in a private box for you and your mates, August 22nd, full hospitality, plus we're chucking in 10 grand spending money as well, completely tax-free, so cash in your hand. Here's how to enter. 18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland for a chance to win. Just text the word WIN to 83338, so that's WIN to 83338 by the 4th of August, 11 p.m, and it's simple, you're in the draw. Text costs,
Why did I turn it up?
You turning that bit up for? Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can post your name and number to Coldplay Competition PO Box 3190 Colchester CO2 8GP to arrive by 5 p.m. on the 7th of August. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com. Play it, well, stop for you can play a bit more. Yeah. All right, it's been a transfer window, big spending so far, but it doesn't mean there aren't some bargains to be had. So we thought we'd cast our eye over some of the free agents available this summer. West Ham, by the way, are in talks with free agent Callum Wilson, who left Newcastle of all clubs after his contract expired at the end of the June. They probably wish they held on to him for a lot longer now, innit?
I've heard they might have offered him a deal, but maybe didn't suit what he wanted.
Look, we know he's had his injury problems, Callum Wilson. He knows that as well, obviously. West Ham, though, decent signing. What have they got up front?
Fulkrug, Ferguson went back, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think that's
Antonio.
Antonio.
Obviously recovering, though, from that horrific accident.
I think it's a deal that, it's one of them deals that you get done, but it's not your main target.
Okay.
It's a case of the set wages that Callum Wilson will get.
Like a stopgap for something else?
Yeah, but like he might give you 15, 20 games, but with his injury record, there could be a likelihood of him not playing as much as you would like, but the package you're giving him is more pay as you play.
Okay.
That's not, sometimes these deals work of, I don't know if Callum Wilson was on 100 grand a week. Let's just say that he was at Newcastle, just guessing. Maybe now you get £30,000 a week.
Wow.
But you get maybe £20,000 for every appearance you start.
Okay.
10 for every 30 minutes you play. If you play over 30 minutes, structure the deal that way.
Yeah.
So if he does play, it's
He'll hit
worth
that
the money you
100.
play.
He could hit the target
exactly.
if he does
But
play.
if you don't play, then West Ham aren't paying over the odds for a player that might be in the treatment room, which is fair.
Okay.
That's what Calvert Lewin will have to do.
Yeah, just on to
sure.
Calvert Lewin as well, actually. Again, a free agent. Had that amazing season, didn't he? Where he was like, okay, I remember there was a time, it was at the Euros, wasn't it, when everyone was like, he should come on instead of Harry Kane. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
that's it.
Just injury, injuries have just ravished him, haven't they?
It's a shame as well, Ade, because players.
How old is Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
It's got to be early 30s, I would say. Maybe 29. But the problem is, and I feel sorry for some of these players, is injuries to these sort of players. It's not their fault. Sometimes Luke Shaw. Look at the injuries Luke Shaw's had.
28, Calvert-Lewin.
28. So he's still got loads of football to play.
He has. Yeah.
Talking about Gyökeres, he's 27.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he's going to be another one where there's that many injuries and that many games now. You can't afford a treatment room to be like going out and signing someone who's injury prone.
Yeah.
Unless it's a deal where it works both ways. So Calvert-Lewin would be another one. Maybe similar deal to Callum Wilson, where you get a set wage, isn't as high as maybe
in
you
the Prem.
expect.
In the Prem,
yeah, I still think so.
Where in the Prem?
I would look at the teams that are coming up.
Yeah.
Can you get a Leeds United? Can you look at a Sunderland, a Burnley? Because when he's fit, he will score goals for you. He's a menace in the box. He's great in the air. But if he's not fit and he is injured again, then he's not getting the big wages.
Jamie Vardy, still a free agent, and I'm surprised by this because I don't know, when he announced that his time at Leicester was up, I almost thought that he has a club.
Yes.
I thought, he's going to a club. He's already decided where
MLS
he's going to.
something
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I would look at Jamie Vardy and say MLS just suits. Can you go to a Charlotte FC where Dean Smith is?
Yeah,
so Dean Smith will know him well, and there's Ashley Westwood who's playing at Villas there. But I just think sometimes, mate, the problem is when you've been used to big wages, they would have been used to at Leicester.
Oh, mate.
So if he's getting offered maybe £40,000-50,000 a week, maybe he's looking at that and saying, no, not for me. That's the problem.
Is there a no, not for me, I might retire conversation?
I think so, yeah. I think if he's leaving Leicester and he's maybe not getting the offers abroad they maybe wanted, or in the MLS, to sign for a club in the UK, I'm sure he's going to want a certain amount of money. Let's be honest, mate. A player like Jamie Vardy, 38, he played a lot of football last season, should be somewhere now in pre-season.
Yeah,
pre-season started 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
All these players that aren't in a club yet
should be at
means
clubs.
they're not getting the offers that they want.
That's it, because they're not going to go on trials, are they?
Exactly.
Right, let's quickly run through a few of these very quickly. Christian Eriksen.
Just hang him up. He didn't play much football last season. Very good on the ball still, but hasn't got the legs. If I was him, I'd retire.
Danny
What
Ings?
he's been through as well.
Danny Ings.
Danny Ings.
Tough one as well, isn't it? Danny Ings.
Not great last season. For me, that's another one where...
And he will be competing with Callum Wilson and Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
So if you're Danny Ings now, I'm looking at... You've got to go Championship, mate. You have to. I don't think he's at the Premier League level anymore. Used to be, but not anymore. So what club are you looking at for? And sometimes you're on your phone to your agent, these players, Ade, like, come on, any news? And I'm pre-season 3 weeks in. The agent's probably saying, sorry, mate, the wages you want, it's not going to happen.
You're going to have to go down. A few other ones as well, very quickly. Willian is a free agent. Lucas Fabianski is a free agent. Sergio Reguilon is a free agent as well. You're a free agent. You're not with me tomorrow.
No.
You're with,
You know how else quickly is the problem, though?
You've been signed
by
tomorrow
Alan.
to breakfast.
No, that's the problem, though, Ade. How was your season before you become a free transfer?
Yeah.
If you're a club, how was your season? Calvert-Lewin, Callum Wilson, injuries, Reguilon didn't play much. That ruins your next move as well.
Doesn't help, does it? Doesn't help. Enjoy breakfast tomorrow.
Top man, mate. I'll see you Monday.
It's a shame. I will be with Mr. Rory Jennings tomorrow, which should be lively. Great sub, innit?
Very good sub.
Transfer Insiders next. Ollie Klink, Kweku Afari.
Only know you love her when you let her go.